stupid. See now.
Hello? I mean, it's. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Is that strong enough?
Testing. Can y'all hear us?
Oh, yes, yeah, they hear us.
Yeah,
Perfect.
We're live. Appreciate that, Jose. Shout out to you. I'm a fucking dummy. Main button. I always press. I forgot to press the button. My bad, guys. I forgot to press the button. I'm new to this. What can I say? All right, we're gonna start fresh again. And we are live. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Purple Pod, episode 8. Number one show in the world for dating. Not the best at technical shit, but we're good at dating. Please make sure to like, subscribe, go follow my podcast, Instagram, and TikTok down below. DM me on Instagram if you ever want to come on the show. I need new singles every Monday and Friday, so please, DM me. Shout out to my producer, JR and Donnie. Cornerstone Events helping out in the background. I really appreciate y'all doing all that. I got 3 guys tonight though, and one of them has a YouTube channel. So go ahead and plug your YouTube channel really quick, bro.
It's the same as my name, Brian Griffiths, Brian Griffiths. And I also just published a book, Seeking Squalor, Toilet Umbrellas and Champagne Chandeliers. And I actually brought this for you, Sergio.
No, I appreciate you, bro. I really appreciate this, man.
Absolutely. It's about 150 stories from my life. Travel, drink drugs, everything.
Okay. No, guys, y'all need to go check this out, man. I can't believe that it's so easy to write a book now these days. He told me how to do it, and now I'm just like, I want to write a book so bad because if you have a lot of experiences, which a lot of guys don't have today, it's very valued because there's a lot of people that aren't living how I think that men should be living today, which is taking risks, doing a lot of stuff that it's gonna make you very scared, like things that you're gonna fear a lot. And I think his book is gonna have a lot of those things. So y'all need to go check that out so you can start beating all those things that you're scared of. To start tonight, we're gonna go to the ladies and let you introduce yourself though. Go ahead and start with your name, your age, your education level, where you work. If you want to brag your credit score or something. But yeah, we'll just start with you. Oh, okay, you can go first.
Okay. My name is Cynthia.
Talk a little closer.
Oh, sorry. My name is Cynthia. I'm 31.
Damn.
I'm an esthetician. I basically wax vaginas for a living, but we throw a few penises there in the mix too.
Hey, turn up.
But that's mostly what I do, and I work for myself. So
that's good. You're a boss.
I'm a boss.
Yeah, that's what's up. All right. What about you? Name, age, education level, and what you do for work.
Okay, name is Abigail. I don't like being called Abby, so Abigail's fine. 23. I
Talk
currently work at Top Golf on the weekends, and I tutor during the day on the weekdays. So I do customer service basically. Graduated from college last year, December, from LSU. Go Tigers! And just chilling during the week, studying for my LSAT for law school.
I would love to work up at Top Golf.
Oh,
I just love
awesome. It's easy.
Yeah.
Easy work.
All right, so guys, we'll start on you this time, man. Your name, your age, your education level, and what you do for work.
All right, my name's Alex. That's what you can call me. That's really my last name, but yeah. I'm 24 years old. I just have a high school diploma, nothing special, and then I'm a aerospace engineer tech for a government company. Yeah.
Nice. So there's a few of those here around DFW. Nice.
Yeah.
So even if you lose your job, you got another one. So what's up, bro? What's your name, your age, your education level, and what do you do for work?
All right, I'm Des, and I did some college, and I'm an operations manager for aviation company.
Oh, so yeah, we're both kind of similar to an extent. Okay. And what about you, man? What's your name, age, education level? What do you do for work?
Those are cool jobs.
Yeah.
My name is Brian. I'm 31. I'm a software engineer, and I didn't study that. I studied sculpture, ceramic, wood, stone, and steel. So I'm another millennial with an art degree that I'm not using.
That's very normal. Yeah. There's a lot of people that did that. All right, so now I'm gonna ask a little bit more about who y'all are, because this is a dating show. There might be somebody watching that's very interested in the type of person that you are. So I'm just gonna ask some personal questions about the type of person that you are. All right, we'll start with. Y'all are nervous, so we'll start with the guys this time. Alex, bro, how long have you been single, and why did your last relationship end, man?
All right, I've been single for about a year and a half. Living the bachelor lifestyle, and the last relationship ended. You know, that's a good question. To be honest,
You want to call her up and ask?
no. To be honest, I just moved away. You know, I wanted to be closer to home, to Houston. That's where I'm from.
Uh-huh.
And I moved from LA. So, yeah.
Long distance doesn't fucking work today.
Yeah, I don't do long distance
Yeah,
whatsoever.
fuck that.
So.
Yeah, it doesn't
Did it
work.
ever work?
Huh?
Did it ever work?
I don't think it's ever worked. No, I don't
No,
think
Yeah,
it's
I
ever
don't
worked.
try. That's the
I
problem.
mean, they got some new tech out here. You know,
Talk closer.
you might be able to
Make it work
Make it
because
work
of that.
now.
Because that new.
Something.
I know what you're talking about.
You know
I know
what
what
I'm
you're talking
talking
about.
about. You know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
we ain't gonna
wow.
talk about it, but that's some new. So what about you, bro? How long have you been single, and why'd your last relationship end?
I've been single for like a month, and I'm gonna say probably just because I lost focus. I was playing games. I wasn't taking it as seriously as I should have. So,
Okay,
yeah.
but just a month. So are you a relationship type of guy? Like, do you think you're gonna rebound and kind of get into something again?
Oh
Or
no, I
you
took
ready
a
to be
long break. I
single?
took a long break before then.
So you're ready to
So,
wait?
Yeah, I'm gonna wait for quite a bit.
Okay, man.
Yeah.
All right. So what about you, man? How long have you been single, and why'd your last relationship end?
I think I've also been single for about a month or maybe two. It's hard to keep track. And she was 19, and so she really just didn't know what she wanted. She wanted to sleep around, then she wanted to be in a relationship, and then she didn't. That comes with the territory of dating
Yeah.
younger people.
Yeah. They don't. I mean, I didn't know what I wanted at that age either, so I can't blame
Yeah,
them.
no hard feelings.
Yeah. So right here, how long have you been single, and why did your last relationship end?
This is a really bad question for me, but I've been single for 23 years. I've never had a boyfriend.
Oh.
Yeah, really wild. Not because I can't get one, just by choice. I was always focused on books, like in school. Like I'm an academic kind of girl. You know, just like guys are just on the side. Like you're not gonna do anything for me right now, so I don't really need you or want you in my life.
You're focusing on yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. No, I can totally get that. How old did you say you were? 23?
23.
Yeah.
So my whole life.
23. So how long have you been single, and why did your last relationship end?
I've been single for, I think in a month it'll be a year. And I was in a relationship for like almost 9 years prior to that. So I definitely needed me time
Okay.
after that.
Okay. Yeah. I'm like, wait. So you were together with somebody for 9 years, and
Almost.
you've been broken up for how long?
Almost a year.
Almost a year. Okay. So yeah, I guess after 9 years, I'd want a little bit of a break too. You know, I can't
Yeah.
argue with that. All right. So how long was your longest relationship, man?
My longest relationship was a polygamous one, and it was for 3 years.
Oh, so do you think that you need another polygamous relationship for it to work? You know, like that again?
No, it was a special case. So, yeah, nah, I don't think I'll do it again though.
You wouldn't do it again?
Nah.
Because it was it on both ends polygamous? Like she was polygamous and you were too?
No.
It was closed on her end, open on yours?
Kinda, sorta.
Kinda,
Yeah.
sorta.
Well, it was open on both sides. So before I met her, she was lesbian.
Uh-huh.
And I kind of, turned her out a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And then, she wanted to still sleep around with women. So I was like, go ahead. And I do my thing on the side as well. So
It was a different kind of polygamy there.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a lot of people get it that way.
Yeah.
I think that's a good way. All right, so how about you, man? How long was your longest relationship?
My longest relationship was like 2 years.
2 years?
Yeah.
Was that the person that you just broke up with a month ago?
No, that was like 4 or 5 months.
Okay,
so I was
okay.
short. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that just so they could know, you know. How long was your longest relationship, man?
A little over 2 years, maybe like 2 and change.
Okay. Everybody's around like that, well, except for yours, you know. So how long was your long? I already know what yours is. How long was your longest relationship?
Never had one. So I
Oh
really
yeah,
don't
so you
know.
never had one. Yeah. I forgot. Yeah. All right, so we'll start with you this time. What hobbies do you have for the people watching? You know,
I do a lot of random research. Like I'm just looking up like.
you just like to
sound
read
weird.
shit.
Yeah, like serial killers, zodiac signs, weather. I don't understand weather. And fashion design. I love to design clothes, so I'm always constantly drawing.
Give us a fact of the day right now.
Of the day, left-handed people have shorter lifespans than right-handed people.
Boom, there you go.
Wow, she really does
I
have
love
it
fun
on
facts, too.
on the head like
I'm gonna
that.
die young and leave a handsome corpse.
Hey, we all die at some point.
All right. So, what hobbies do you have?
I really like going to watch live music. That's probably the main thing I do. I go at least minimum like 2 or 3 concerts a week. They're not like big ones, but
There's like small bands and
like
stuff.
local bands. I know a lot of local metal bands, so
You really like that? That's your genre and what you like to do.
yeah, that's basically what I do most of the week.
Oh.
But besides that, I like to travel. I travel a lot, so
Travel and music.
yeah.
Okay. Are you musical at all too? Like, do you sing or do
No.
you do anything? No. You
No, I just enjoy it.
you like the
I
musicians.
I'm not really good with
Yeah, I'm not
my
musically
finger
talented either.
I
coordination.
do
Yeah.
sing a little bit too. I forgot about that.
What?
I sing a little bit.
You sing a little bit?
Hobby, yeah.
That's
I love
good.
it.
Okay. All right. What about you, bro? What's your hobbies? Or your biggest one?
Well, I design clothes majority of the time. I also have play basketball, fitness. I'm real big in fitness. I run about 4 times a week and try and work out as much as I can. Just utilizing time is my hobby.
Yeah, just
Whenever
trying
I
to be the
can.
best you can.
Yeah.
Like, okay, yeah. What about you, man? What's your biggest hobby, you think?
I'd say for me it'd be weightlifting, hiking, climbing, and definitely live music too. Like any rock electronic shows that I'm going.
Climbing, you mean like bouldering? Like,
Yeah, bouldering.
Okay,
yeah.
nice, man.
Yeah, I've tried to climb a few times, but I'm afraid of heights, so it's been a challenge
Yeah.
to actually climb like on a
Yeah. Well, no, I just like it when people have hobbies that are physical hobbies like that. Instead, like, no offense to the gym at all, man. I'm just not a big fan of the gym, but I love it when somebody's doing something to make them so strong or whatever. But it's like a hobby, like bouldering or
Yeah, like a
like I used
combination
to
of
play paintball, so that was my thing. That was my workout. It's just everybody has. I just like it whenever you're doing something with your workout. So props to you, bro. What hobbies do you have, man?
Between work and study and YouTube, I don't have a lot of free time, but I like to do carpentry. It's a nice contrast from writing software all day. I get to hit something with a hammer. And other than that, I like to go on long walks, do a lot of hiking.
Jesus was a carpenter, man. It's one of the best things. You look like Jesus too with your beard right now.
Son of God.
Hey, Sergio, before we keep going,
Yeah,
we
what's
got
up?
a
We
chat
got
up at
chat?
the top.
What's up, Alex X? Don't you lie to them, Alex. You know what you did. What are they talking about, Alex? Why don't you let us know? What happened? What did you do in your last
You never
relationship?
know who could be watching. You know what I'm saying?
What did you do?
Apparently, his ex is
Apparently,
watching.
it's your
Oh
ex.
man,
No,
yeah.
Is this
no,
Alex
no.
X?
No. It's I'm not worried about my ex. It's like I got stuff going on out here.
I mean, yeah, I bet you got a lot of exes. Who knows which one it is?
well, that's a good point.
Yeah. Hey, why don't you reveal yourself? Tell us something personal about them. Yeah.
About my exes.
Well,
No,
no, like
the
I
chat,
want the
okay,
chat
okay.
person. Tell us
Your
something
ex
special.
about to put you on blast.
All right, and then so with the ladies, let me start with you this time. What do you like about yourself? We'll start with you this time. What's your favorite thing about yourself?
I would say I'm just like a really unique person. Like, I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks about me or what I do or how I look. And if you like me, you like me. And if you don't, you don't. Then,
Yeah, you can be yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck it. All right, and then what about you? What's your favorite thing about yourself? You're like, I like a lot about myself. I'm a narcissist.
Like the top 3. I say I'm very detailed. My favorite thing about me, like everything is planned. There's no last minute. I can do spontaneous, but I'd rather know what the plan is, like time crunch, like 7:01, 7:02, 7:03 type stuff.
Oh, that's good.
Like my wedding is planned. I don't have to worry about that whenever it's time. Yeah, that's the one thing about me. Like, I'm going to have the research done, how much it costs, where we're going, how much this is going to be between everybody, the food, this is good, this is not good, this is 5-star, this is 3-star.
Yeah, you're ready to go.
Yeah.
I mean,
Always
hey, you always
strategic.
want that person. Hey, y'all know when you go on vacation, you want that
So
person who's
specific.
organized because
that's me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
when you're not the organized one, it is so good to have that one person to fall back on. All right, so guys, what do you like about you? We're gonna start with you this time, bro. So, what do you like about yourself?
I like that I can get on a plane and land anywhere in the world and build a life for myself. I've done that a few times now. I really enjoy it. It's fun. And even if I don't speak the language, I didn't speak any Mandarin when I went to China. And fast forward a couple of years, and I was really happy with the life I was living there. I attract good people, and I don't know. It's working for me.
It's all about how you put yourself out there. If you're a good person and you sit there and do good things for others, it just comes back to you every time, man.
I'm all right.
Yeah. All right. So, what about you, man? What do you like about yourself? Your favorite thing?
Favorite thing, I'd say probably creativity. Like I can do anything, just wing it. I love trying new things, and if I want to do it, I'm gonna make it work for me.
Mhm.
So
Yeah. No, you're good at winging it. What about you, bro? What do you like about yourself?
You know, I think us three would be good friends because I think my creativity and my adaptability are like my best traits. Like they were saying, I'm able to really adapt to any situation, no matter where I'm at. Like I feel comfortable, and then on top of that, my creativity, like that's like literally my whole life is trying to think and develop things and create things. So yeah.
I mean, you need it today, man. I think today, like men need to be more creative, just better than ever. You know, pushing harder than ever because there's so many people falling short because of video games and so much bullshit. You know, it's so easy to fall short and end up being a normal person. It's crazy.
It's also easy to just follow the prescribed path and then achieve overwhelming mediocrity.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
At the end of the day, no one's really happy with that.
I think parents praise it too. I really hate parents who tell their kids to stay home, you know, like just let them be privileged and stay home and stuff. I really don't like parents that pressure their kids. Like I understand it because the economy is so bad that it's hard for them to move out. But if that kid doesn't move out at 18 or whatever and learn the hard way to pay their bills, I feel like they're never going to learn it. That's just my personal opinion, guys. So,
yeah, it
I
makes
agree.
sense. It comes from a good place, but in the long run,
yeah.
It's better.
Yeah, it comes from a good place though. Like you're saying, they're just being good parents. Like I would feel bad for my kid too if the economy was this bad and like yeah, I would feel just as bad, man. All right, so now we're gonna go into a little bit of phase two. This is y'all's These are preference questions. It's who you prefer. You know, that they might be watching this video either right now or they might watch it tomorrow or next week. They might really be exactly what you're looking for in life, and they'll slide in the DMs. We'll start with the guys this time. Do you prefer tradcon relationships or 50-50 relationships, man, or something in between? Like, what do you want?
That's a good question. In every relationship I've been in, I've been like the breadwinner, providing. But most of the girls that I date usually just pick up where I don't. So like, actually picking up clothes and like doing my laundry, cleaning the crib. So I guess it's kind of like a
50-50?
traditional.
Oh yeah, traditional.
Yeah, but like I don't care if my girl works. Like it's not that big of a deal. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's not. Like you're gonna take care of it regardless.
Exactly.
But you want the girl to pick up where you're slacking, like around the house or whatever. Like if you're
No
gonna
matter
do
where
that,
it's
you would
at.
like her to do that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No. So what about you, man? Tradcon, 50-50, something in between. What do you like?
I definitely say like something in between. So like 70-30, 60-40, where it's like you said, the deficit, like anything that I'm missing, you're filling that in. But otherwise, I want us to work together to make something work, like to go somewhere better. But otherwise, definitely in between.
I like your response a lot because a lot of people, they really want to do the 100% thing, and I think it's just unless you make 150K a year, it's really hard to do it.
Yeah.
But a 70-30 thing, if you're making 60, 70, $100,000 a year, and she helps out a little bit, I think it helps a lot. You know, what about you, man? What do you prefer, Tradcon or 50-50 in between?
I gotta agree with these guys. It's somewhere in between. I meet a lot of like STEM field women, so they're usually pretty career driven, and they're usually got good jobs, and they're usually very proud of the work they do. So I'm not going to tell them to stop working, but I take care of what I think is my responsibility, and then they pick up what they feel they need to in order to reciprocate.
Yeah, that's good, man. All right, so what do you prefer, Tradcon or 50-50? It sounds like you're a hustler on your shit, so it's just like I think you would want 50-50, or what would you want?
No, for me, I agree with Des. Somewhere in between. I don't mind being the breadwinner, but I also don't care.
You can talk closer if you can.
I don't mind being the breadwinner, but I also don't care if like my dude doesn't have money at the time. That's fine. I'll pay. Like I'm not one of the ladies just like, yeah, he used to do everything for me. I hate that.
Yeah.
I absolutely dread it. I'd rather you get it this time, I get it next time.
Okay.
If you can't afford this time, I got it. If I can't afford it next time, you got it.
Okay.
I like that. But half and half doesn't really work realistically. So yeah, somewhere in between is the best for me.
Okay. And what about you? Tradcon, 50-50?
Personally, I'm used to the 50-50. I'm used to the 50-50 thing. I'm, I make pretty decent money for myself, so I'm getting to a point now where I'm not meeting people that are getting to the same level as me, and so like I don't really mind if the guy makes less money than I do, as long as like you have money to go travel with me whenever I go places, and that's really all that
Yeah.
matters for me. But
So
yeah, like half and half, I would say.
okay, so like statistically speaking, like statistics say that women want a guy that makes 53% more than them on average. So like if you make 100K a year, you want a guy that makes 150K. Do you feel like you're like that kind of person? You want a guy that makes 53% more than you? Or not
I mean, I think it would be nice. Like I'm not ever going to complain if you make more
Yeah.
money than me, but like I don't
but
need
you'll
somebody.
settle for somebody.
Yeah,
that
like
makes
I don't
less.
need somebody to make like as much as me, or anywhere near. It'd be nice though.
What about you? Like, do you think that statistic is right for you, or are you the type where you don't really need the guy to make that much
Yeah,
more?
it's wrong for me.
It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, I'm the exact opposite. Not traditional at all.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't mind being the breadwinner. I would love for him to make like the same amount of me, basically based on what I want to do with my life, like the 6-figure salary. But if he makes a little bit less, a little more, then I'm fine with that. As long as he doesn't get like a big head, like, oh, I make more money than you, so I'm doing more for the house. No.
Yeah,
No.
yeah. You're gonna get competitive.
Yeah.
Sorry. So next, I want to know, what height does everybody prefer? We're gonna start with the ladies this time. What's a height, like, just like it was on a dating profile, and you wanted to filter out the guys that are only a certain height? Like, what height? Hey, thank you, Celia Ray, for the congrats on getting monetized. Thank you, and the $5, our first super chat, man. Big
yeah.
shout out. Thank you.
I personally go for guys that are taller than me, but that's not like.
But how tall are you?
I'm 5'2", so
okay, so it's not hard to achieve that.
No, but I typically do go for like 5'11" and up.
Okay.
Like I got a type.
That
So.
of course, yeah. All right, and what about you? What height do you prefer?
Same taller than me, so I would say at least the very, very least 5'9". Because I love to wear heels. Like 4 inches, so 5'9" is me with heels on.
Okay, guys. I mean, that's still not too bad.
Yeah,
Most would say
pretty
6.
easy.
All right, so what about you, man? Do you care about a girl's height? She can't be taller than you with heels on, or what?
I never cared really. I've dated girls that were the same height as me. I've dated girls that are 5 feet. So, I mean, hey, we climb trees, we do all that. So it don't matter. It don't matter.
That's a good. What about you, bro? Do you care about height?
I mean, I've dated it all, but I definitely have a preference for like 5'4" and under.
You like the short girls?
Yeah.
What about you, bro?
Exact same thing. I've dated like 6 foot tall Greek girls and 4'11" Chinese girls. I prefer shorter girls.
You got a preference, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw my back out with one of these giant chicks.
Okay. Well, and then so this time, I'll start with you, Alex. Do you prefer a gym person? Do you need a girl that goes to the gym, or is that not that much of a necessity? You don't really care.
The girl has to go to the gym.
Has to.
Yeah, it's almost mandatory for me, just because like my lifestyle and the way I do things. I want, like, if I'm bettering myself, I want my girl to be bettering herself.
Mm-hmm.
So she doesn't have to start off going to the gym if like I meet her and she's not going to the gym, but just knowing who I am, I'm gonna put her on. So she gonna be going to the gym for sure.
Good. All right, man. What about you? Does she need to go to the gym? Not? What do you think?
I'd say it's definitely a plus, but like not a mandatory. At least if she's active in some way, like dancing, like being out in nature, something, then it's definitely a win.
Yeah. What about you, man?
It's not important to me. I want her to have interests and hobbies that keep her fit. Like I'd rather have a girl who loves going to yoga than going to the gym.
Yeah, or riding bikes or something like that.
Or dancing, like you said.
Yeah. Okay. And what about y'all? Do you want a gym guy? We'll start with you this time. Do you want a gym guy, or does he have to be one?
I mean, no. Like, I don't need like a gym rat per se, but I do want you to be fit and active, like not sitting on the couch 24/7.
Yeah.
But you don't have to be going to the gym per se. Like, like they said, biking, going
By
for
just
walks,
having good hobbies.
Hiking, yes, something that keeps you fit and active, not just a lump and just.
You don't want the dad
away.
bod.
Yeah, not want that.
And what about you? What are you looking for?
That bod's good. I like the dad bod.
So I don't really care if the guy goes to the gym or not. I think as long as you overall just look put together. I definitely not like, I'm not into like bigger guys, but like I could do like a little husky. That's not a big deal.
And you got that. You like the dad bods.
You know,
Dad bods are good.
Someone that can, eat good steaks with me.
Take
That's
you
all
out
I
to nice
want,
to nice
know?
places and stuff.
Cuddle.
Yeah,
Yeah, cuddle,
you
a little
know.
teddy bear.
You can buy a teddy bear though.
Yeah, or when we're at the fair. Well, not anymore. The fair's over.
I got
All right, so
I have a
now,
price.
all right, now I want to know the income preferred, guys. So we'll start this time with you, man. Like, what income do you want your girl to make? Like, is there a certain number? Is it nothing? Like, what is it?
I mostly just prefer my girl to just be happy with whatever she's doing. If it's bringing in money, then that's a plus. But it's not mandatory. Like it could be $0.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a big deal. What about you, man? Like, is there a certain amount that she needs to make, to kind of not be a bum to you?
No, I don't care at all. As long as she's doing something, then we're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are very traditional. What about you, man?
Ironically, it's meaningless to me, but I meet a lot of women with money, and so usually money isn't like part of our relationship.
Because it's just
Because we both-
extra.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. What about you? Income preferred for your man that's watching, possibly.
I would say I think as long as they're making, I think maybe around like 60 and up would be good. Just because
You want to?
yeah, you want to be able to
live
afford
okay.
like a nice house or something.
Yeah. I feel like 60K barely makes it today. It's horrible.
Well,
Yeah.
with along with whatever I make,
Mhm.
that's like a minimum.
Yeah, it would be fun. And what about you? Is there a minimum income, like a salary that you'd want to make a year?
I'll say like relationship wise, boyfriend, girlfriend, there's no like minimum, maximum. But when it comes to marriage, I don't know how to describe the monetary amount, but let's say you work at McDonald's, I'd rather you let's say you're working there 10 years, I'd rather you be working your way up instead of just staying at that level of like just a regular employee.
So like you're okay with them making a low amount as long as they have ambitions and they're pushing forward
like
to
they're
do
trying
more.
they're trying to be up there. Yeah, exactly.
I've heard that response so much. It seems like women they will really accept a guy even if he doesn't make a lot. It's all just about how his attitude is and if he
Yeah.
has ambition, he's really striving for more and stuff like that.
Exactly. I'd
I feel like that response comes on every show. It's a very big deal.
So I'd rather you match me. Like I know I want to keep going up. I don't want to stay at the same spot. I can't be stagnant.
They gotta
And
match
if you
your
don't want to
drive.
do that, if you don't want to do that, then I don't want to do it with you.
No, I get it. All right, so
I got a question about that.
yeah, go ahead, man.
So Abigail, I know you mentioned earlier that the person doesn't have to make as much as you, or as long as he's making as much as you. What if he does make as much as you, but does not have that drive? Is that still going to be acceptable for you?
Ooh, that's a good question. I mean, the money, like I've never really cared about the money. Of course, money's important.
The drive might be more important,
the drive
though.
might be more important to me.
Well, what is the drive going to get you though? What is the ultimate goal going to be if there's a drive?
Showing that you actually care, that you actually have a will to do something. Like
To just be better.
Yeah.
So you
if
could
you
want,
know-
but
if you know
is
you
he
can
actually
keep
doing
going
it?
up, that's different. Putting forth the action is different than just saying I'm gonna try. For
What
sure.
if he puts forth the action and then fails?
Then that's fine. You actually you tried though. So
What if-
trying is much more than just I'm gonna do it. Okay, let me see it though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
But
now
you
that I see it now, and you didn't get there, that's fine because you actually went there. You tried to go there, and you don't always win in life. There were so many L's in life.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So at what
So
point do
many.
you believe that a man should, I guess, show that he's thriving versus, because you said earlier that you didn't care how much he made, right?
Mhm.
At the beginning
Mhm.
of y'all's relationship, but you said like, I guess later on you do care, correct?
Like when I'm like boyfriend
Married.
girlfriend wise,
Yeah.
number is not really a thing. But of course, in marriage, there's so much more to pay for. Like it's not just like dates. No, there's a house,
Do you
utilities, everything.
do you date to get married at this stage in your life?
Yeah. Well.
Well, she said she hasn't dated
haven't
yet.
Oh,
dated
that's
yet.
right.
I
That's
haven't
right.
dated
That's
yet.
right.
boyfriend, yeah.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
if I was to start dating, yes, I'd be dating to marry because
Hill, I'm gonna peel the layer back a little bit with that. Why haven't you why haven't you dated anybody? Like, what is your reasoning why you think? I mean, if you don't mind me asking, you're not a virgin, correct?
No, not anymore.
Okay. Okay. So
Oh.
that means that you do like you may not be in relationships, but you do kind of have your fun or your ways. So like why haven't you had a relationship with that?
So the fun that I had, the guy I lost in virginity was who I'm currently seeking out. We're working towards it. It was at the time, I was just like, everybody was doing it. And I was like, okay, I want to know what it's like. So I was like, hey, I want you to be that guy.
Okay.
You know, it was like that was a nice first time. After that, it was just like, I had like a really, really bad month going through it. And there was like another guy, but that was literally supposed to be just to kind of learn the sexual experience.
Talk a little closer.
Just to learn like the sexual experience. So it was I was never gonna be anything more with him because I didn't see him as anything else.
Okay.
Than that, like
and you still really like the guy that you lost your virginity to?
Yeah.
Like you would like to make it work with him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Shout out to the alphas.
Yeah. Do you know what alpha widowed means?
I want to put it together, but I'd rather you just tell me.
It's just like whenever like there's a guy that like he really is. I think since you lost your virginity to him, that's a guy that you really you really want, like. But if you slept around a lot more, you might not have that same alpha widow. Like you might end up having another guy that's an alpha, and next thing you know, you have genuine desire for him, and you really want him, and you'll completely forget about the alpha before that. But right now, you're very alpha widowed by that one man, and it's very hard for you to want to move on from it.
I mean, we went like not back and forth, but we dealt with each other kind of. Like he was in my life for a few years. So now we're just now getting into that. Okay, let's try to make something happen. Like let's be for real about it.
And do like aren't you kind of scared that this guy? It seems like this guy's just playing games with you. Like if I'm just being honest with you, I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but it sounds like he's just playing games with you. And I don't think that like you should let a guy do something like that. Like how long have y'all been talking to each other?
Currently, like 5 months.
Okay. Well,
when that happened, that was a few years ago.
I want you to understand, guys can really easily waste a woman's time.
Oh, yeah,
it's very, very easy. And right now, at your age, you're in your prime of being able to lock down your best man. So you need to be careful though, and not give your energy to something like that. I'm just trying to be real with you right now because that's going to end up hurting you longer. And then every week you're wasting your time with that. There could be the guy of your dreams that's walking by you, and you're completely ignoring him because you're alpha widowed by this other guy. But I'm not trying to go in or anything. I just wanted you to understand.
I have brothers that have literally done any and everything to girls. Mm-hmm. So I've seen it all.
So like, how many brothers do you have?
I have 3.
Okay.
3 older brothers.
How old are they're all older?
Yeah, I'm the youngest.
And do they give you advice? Do they ever try to like help you out?
Yes.
And it's annoying.
It's annoying because like I know better. Like I'm.
You definitely seem like you got a head on.
Yeah,
you got a good. Yeah, and you got some really good brothers that are actually trying. I feel like there's a lot of women today that are getting left behind by their brothers and uncles and stuff. Like it's really sad.
I'm very observant too, so I watch everything that they do, that they say. I'm just like, okay, so you're just like him.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've seen that. Oh, okay, that's what you're trying to do.
Well, that's good. You know how to find the fuck boys.
Yeah.
All right. So the next thing I want to know about y'all's preference is, are you very social or are you a homebody? We're gonna start with you this time, Alex. Are you the type where you like to be going out all the time every weekend? Going to clubs, or are you a homebody? Do you like to just sit at home and watch Netflix and shit?
To be honest, I'm like, it's like a balance, really. There's not really like I'm like extroverted or introverted. It's kind of like a both type deal. Like sometimes, my social battery drains and I'm not trying to go out for the next week or two, and I just stay at home. But then there's times where it amps up and I'm out every single night. So it's like, it's really just a balance, not either or, really.
No, that's good. What about you, man? What do you do? Do you like to stay home? Do you like to go out? What kind of guy are you?
Nah, for me, I got to be out. So I'll be out every weekend, but then Sunday is like my day to recharge. So I'll go hike with some friends, or I'll go just chill at the place and restart, reboot.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, every weekend, man. Going hard in the paint. What's up, bro? What about you? Homebody, going out?
I'm usually a hermit. I can easily let multiple weeks go by without realizing that I've left my apartment. But a philosophy I live by is I like to live right in the heart of the action, so that when I feel like being social, I just leave my door. I'm right there. And so when I am social, like I say I'm a homebody, but the people who know me will disagree with that. But that's just because when I am social, I go hard.
Yeah, dude, I'm the exact same as you. I'm super recluse, but when I am out, I'm outside. That's the best way to put it. All right. Also, please, everybody, go get the likes up. I need to get 100% engagement. Can y'all please just get 10 more likes up on that shit? Let's go, guys. All right. And with y'all, are you very? We'll start with you this time. Are you very social? Are you a homebody? Which one?
I'm very social. I go out quite a bit
to the
concerts,
yeah.
Concerts and bars a lot. I get hit up almost every day, and I have to, like, every now and again when I haven't slept a lot, I have
I'm gonna stay
to
home.
I have to tell them I'm staying home, but I do get hit up. I get hit up like at least.
You're that friend that they all hit up because they want to go out, and you're the one that's always going out, so they hit you up.
Well, also they know that it's really hard for me to say no. So
Are you a
anytime
people pleaser?
I am a people pleaser. I say yes to, especially if it's like okay, like I have friends that I don't see regularly. If they hit me up and they're like, "Hey, I'm going out tonight. I don't have my kids." I'm like, "Okay, I'll be there." Or if my brother that I love hanging out with my brother. So like if he hits me up and I don't get to see him as often as I used to, I'm like, "Okay, when
gonna
and
do it
where?"
every
Bet,
time.
bet, So I do go out a lot, but now that I'm in my 30s, it's getting a little harder to like recover and then still go to work in the morning. And I've thrown up more times than I would like to admit in my restroom at work. So
That's funny. No, I gave up really early on. It was like once it goes too hard for me a few times, I'm like I'm done for a while. What about you? Do you like to stay inside? You like to go out all the time? What kind of person are you?
I think I'm a social couch potato. Like, I'll go out if you ask me to go out. But being at home, like game nights, movie nights, being with your friends, like, is so much better to me. Because whenever you're out, like, it's more fun when the whole place is full.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when it's empty, it's like, why are we even here?
Yeah.
So at home, it doesn't have to be that way. You can be just 2 of y'all. It can be 10 of y'all. There's a better time.
Big chilling.
Yeah.
All right. Now I want to know, do y'all wish for marriage and kids, or if you have any kids, which I guess you're the only one that might have kids. You don't have kids. Do you have kids?
I do.
No.
Oh, you do?
I do.
Okay.
I have one. I was a teenage mom, so she's about to be 16.
Hey, that's awesome that it's like already basically done almost.
I am pretty much like waiting for her to go to college in a couple of years.
And then you get to be fully free. Like,
I mean, I feel pretty fully free now.
yeah, because I take care of myself at 16.
I mean, she takes care of herself. I still just have to take her to school, make sure she eats dinner,
Stay healthy.
Eat. She showers, she does her homework, gets straight A's. I had it really good with my kid at least. So
Oh yeah, straight A's too.
yeah.
Good job. I mean, I feel like
Yeah,
it's hard to
pat her on
get.
the back.
It's hard to raise kids today. So props to you for sure.
Thanks.
That seems like a meta strategy to have kids early, and then
Dude, it's
they're out of the
great.
house when you're in your 30s, and you can get into career
early
and everything.
30s,
You're killing it.
Yeah,
Killing
no,
it.
I have a friend who had 2 daughters when he was 15 years old, and like it's really crazy when I see him with his 2 daughters that are like basically almost grown now. It's like crazy as hell. He got it over with, like you're saying, he got it out of the way. So go ahead. Do you want marriage?
I think with the right person, yes. I was in a really long relationship before, and he was obviously not the right one. So it's kind of hard, like being out of the game for your entire 20s and then going back into dating after being in a whole other decade of your life. It's hard to find guys that are not crazy.
Was it the father? Like
No,
no.
I was
Oh,
I
okay.
was 15 when I had my daughter, so
Oh,
I was with
okay.
my last guy like 8. So she was about 6 when we started dating and about 14 when we broke up. So
Okay.
yeah.
And was that really hard on your daughter? Like, was he a big father figure to her?
I hope he never sees this, but actually no. She didn't really like him by the time I kicked him out.
So it wasn't that big of a deal to her.
She was not sad at all.
Do you think it's gonna like just because of your age and having a kid and stuff? Do you think that's what's gonna make it hard for you to get married over the next like decade if you want to, or not really?
Not at all. She's gonna leave in a couple of years. It's gonna be just me. So
Yeah.
no, not at all.
Yeah, because once she's gone, it's like extra time with any guys that you want to hang out with.
I mean, yeah, but like,
Are you gonna try to get married, or like once she's out the house, you'll start trying dating like harder again?
I mean, I'm trying dating, but it just doesn't work out.
Yeah.
Um,
Do you think it's because of the guys? Like, is it who you're choosing, or do you think these guys are pieces of shit right now?
It's who I'm choosing.
Yeah.
I tend to go back to like the same unavailable dudes.
Yeah.
I know it's something I got to work on.
Everybody, but there's a lot of women that are doing the same thing right now. I feel, but at least you're taking accountability, because taking accountability for it means that you want to fix it. You
I
actually
do.
want something
I
new.
do. I'm trying. Like obviously I did something wrong, and I'm trying to not fall into the same patterns, although I tend to fall back into the same patterns.
Yeah.
for
I just
some
feel
reason.
I just feel so bad for women that get stuck in a cycle with a guy that's not taking them serious. I feel like every woman truly deserves a guy that's gonna love you, protect you, like really do everything correctly. So when I see guys that are just using you for sex, it really bothers me, honestly. I feel bad.
I got a
Have you done
question
it before?
regarding that though.
Yeah.
You said that you tend to go for guys that are unavailable. So is it specifically guys that are in relationships?
No, not necessarily that, but maybe guys that just
Emotionally
don't
unavailable.
Yeah, like they don't actually want to be in a relationship, and they're just wasting my time pretending like they do, and then when it comes down to it, they don't.
Does it
So.
bother you that they might be spinning plates, which is like where they're sleeping with multiple women at one time and they're just kind of like leading all y'all on at once? Like, would that bother you if you knew that he was doing something like that?
I think as I get a little older, I'm opening up more on the possibility of like,
Being okay with stuff like that?
yeah, honestly, because it's like every now and again you see someone hot and you want to have sex with them, and like I feel the same way. It's not like guys feel that and then girls don't feel the same.
Mhm.
So like I feel like I'm opening up to that a little more.
So the guys you're dating, does it start off as a hookup, or is it like an actual like guy comes up to you and is like trying to take you out?
People are intimidated by me is what I'm trying to what I'm finding out lately, like especially the guys that I date that are closer to my age tend to be like fuck boys that don't want anything, and when it's like younger guys they tend to be a little more interested, but then they're scared because they're like, oh my god, this girl, she's hot, she makes money, and I'm just some scrub or some shit, you know.
Would you ever did you know that 30% of men in between the ages of 18 and 30 are virgins and or haven't had sex within the last year?
What the fuck?
Would you ever give one of those, because that's basically 1 in 3 men, would you ever give one of those 1 in 3 men a chance, or do you think they're just too nerdy sitting in their mom's basement that they're never gonna have opportunity with you, or like if like because it's only like a top 10% of men or so that are actually sleeping around and getting a lot of play right now. Do you would you give any of those guys
Yeah,
a
I
chances?
mean, yeah, I don't discriminate. We can teach you things, a thing or two, you know.
Hey guys, if you're a big gamer there, you got no social skills, she's down with it. Hey, we got a super chat. What's up, Rod Eric, FNF Dallas and Cornerstone Events? Shout out to the PPP channel, man. Thank you so much for the $5, bro. So cool having super chats now, man. Thank y'all guys. To go on with you now, do you want well, you already said you want marriage, but do you want kids also?
I do.
How many? Two?
Two.
And what do you want to be married by? What age you think?
My goal was 30, but looking at life, 30 is not working. But
Like that's too long or too early?
too early. Like I'm seeing
Wow.
my brothers, and they're
No
like
way.
at 30 or over 30, and they're just now
Get 'em,
locking
Alex.
down. And I'm just like,
So do you think that that's going to be a really bad cycle to because like our parents and our grandparents, they were getting married earlier, and our grandparents even earlier than our parents. Don't you think that that was a good habit to kind of start, just being in a solid relationship, at 23, 24, 25, like getting into a habit of doing that is better than waiting till you're 30? Because if you've never had a lot of relationship, experience, or you haven't really learned how to live with somebody or how to cohabitate like that, don't you think it's going to be really hard when you're 30 years old, 32, and you're trying to just now figure this out?
I mean, yeah, but our parents also had different lives. Like my parents are immigrants.
Mhm.
They
Where are they
have
from?
Nigeria. West
Awesome.
Africa.
We have
Yeah.
lots of Nigerian friends. That's cool,
Yeah.
man.
They live a different life. Like you don't experience what we experience here.
Yeah, it's way
Like
more
school,
traditional.
Yeah, traditional. They have to speed things up. Even education is quicker over there. So I can't really compare like them getting married at their age versus
Mhm.
me getting married at my age.
Mhm.
Because what they were doing at 20, I could be doing at 30.
Mhm.
So you can't really. I mean, I do 30 is like a great age for me to get married. Like in my opinion, 30 is a great age to be married. You're right down like smack dab in the middle of life. You're probably like into your career already. You've grown a little bit. I think it's a great age. But once it hits 40, I'm not married yet. I'm just not gonna get married.
But are you a little bit worried though about like women, like their best time for them to try to lock down the best man they can? It's usually when they're young, because men really want beauty. That's what men usually, and then women usually want a guy who makes money, who's a provider, and men doesn't even get to that point until they're 30, 35 sometimes. But those 30, 35-year-olds that you're going to be trying to date at 30, I think a lot of them are going to be trying to go for 23, 24, 25-year-olds, so are you worried about that at all, or are you just not really worried about it?
Not really
You'll
worried
just
about it.
wait till 40 and then just stay single.
Like my goal was married at 30. Like I had like a, I told you I'm very, very detailed, very planned. Like I want to be dating now, engaged by 25, 26 or 27, whatever. Then plan the wedding for a year, whatever. Then married at 30.
Okay. How old are you?
I'm 23.
23?
Yeah.
And you think now is not the best time to find the guy that you're looking for?
No, I said dating now.
Well, you earlier in the show you said that you weren't dating. Like
I said I've never had a boyfriend. Yeah.
Yeah, which is kind of weird. I'm not gonna lie. So, like, do you think you need to get out more and like try and find that guy? Like,
while you have your sexual agency at your age right now?
I'm not the one to like. I'm not one to go look for like anything. If something comes past me, then yeah, I'll test it. I'll try it. But I'm not like just go jump. Oh, let me go over here and see if I can find me a boyfriend. That's not.
Well, and you can see what happens to women when they do try to search it out. Sometimes it doesn't always end up very well. So
you can't. There are pros and cons, but it's just like a me personal thing. I don't go out searching for anything.
So are you like hoping then? Like at the end of all this, are you just hoping that you'll get married?
Hopium?
Hoping.
I feel like I'm not really hoping. I know I will get married.
Oh.
Like I know for sure I will get married.
Baby.
She's copium.
Oh God.
I know I will get married. I'm just not like I'm involved with the guy now. I'm just not like going and searching for the perfect man. Like every girl's doing that, and it's just not a me thing.
Yeah, I mean, I can totally. I think it's bad to go seek stuff out too sometimes,
it's
especially as a woman when you have 100 choices coming to you. It's not really necessary sometimes. So guys, I want to know with you, man. Do you want to get married? Do you want to have kids? What's your goal?
Kids is definitely like I want to continue, my lineage, my legacy, pass all the stuff that I'm gonna be acquiring throughout my years down to my kids. But as far as marriage, I don't think that's gonna happen anytime soon.
Why not?
I just marriage is just not.
Is it because the contract is hard in the U.S.? Like it's just it's a little bit more difficult here.
And recently, I've kind of moved away from religion as much, so I don't think marriage is like necessary anymore.
But a relationship, if you could choose a world where marriage isn't a thing, going against certificate and shit isn't a thing, would you still want to find a woman by 20 or by 30 or whatever and settle down with her, have kids, like keep your lineage going, like, and have a family with her, regardless of the marriage bullshit, the certificate?
I mean, marriage is just pointless in my opinion. I don't think,
or like even like a serious relationship, is that pointless? Like somebody who has your kids.
Yeah, like we can do that all without a ring. Like I don't get anything from getting married, like at all, like zero. So there's
even if the contract was completely gone, like
even if it was gone.
Okay.
Like me giving a ring to a woman doesn't change anything. It's still the same.
So like, have you ever had a girlfriend that like you felt equal with, like whatever you did for her, she kind of reciprocated a lot?
Oh yeah, for sure.
So can you agree with me that if you're giving a lot to a woman, she brings a lot to your table and can make your life better and easier? So why wouldn't you want to do something like that and have a relationship with somebody that's going to make your life better and easier?
Well, like I said, I'm all for a relationship. I could do a long-term relationship for 30 years, but I just think the ring is unnecessary. Like it doesn't amplify anything. Like it should always be the same anyway.
Okay. So you're just against the certificate and the ring, which I can understand the ring shit because fuck you to Bears for ruining the world with the diamonds.
Well, in a sense, it kind of removes like your leverage as a man. Like the man loses when
you want to keep your leverage.
Yeah, like me being able to be like, all right, I'm done with it. I could just walk away. Like that makes it so that she keeps doing those things that she's already been doing. Because I see a lot of like married couples, especially at the job that I work at. I'm the youngest guy. Like everyone is 35 plus and have married, kids, all that stuff. And they're just lazy. They're just like I could see like their wives were, when they show me pictures of their Facebook and stuff, their wives were beautiful before marriage, and then after marriage, after they start popping out kids and stuff, it's just like, all right, I'm married, so I got everything I need,
Mm-hmm.
And there's no like there's
There's
no
no
hustle.
incentive for them to keep being better women.
Exactly.
Okay, so like AMS talks about this a lot. So the big problem is people start relationships wrong. If you start a relationship where you're not being the head of house, you're not being the man, you're not being who you're supposed to be, your woman will completely fall into her role if you're fully in your role. And that's the only way where you're ever going to feel comfortable with that kind of relationship, and where she won't have leverage against you. Because but there's a lot of guys who start relationships completely wrong. They start them as betas, or they start from the start. There's already a habit starting where the woman runs shit, and like you don't want to let those guys from your work or those people that are going through stuff like that. If you start your relationship the right way, you're not going to have those results. It's all about how you start it and how you keep it going. So don't like remember there's a lot of people that are blue pilled and they're fucking up their relationships because they're starting them blue pilled. And that's the biggest mistake anybody can make. Shout out to AMS, by the way. Joe Cole, just showing my support for the best pod in DFW, man. Thank you so much for the $5, bro. I really appreciate y'all with the super chats tonight, man. Let's ask you, bro. So what do you want? You want marriage? You want kids?
Honestly, I see no benefit to marriage, but I would consider it if I had kids. Like, say it's a strong structure for them.
Is it a certificate thing also? Is it just like because the laws are so shitty to get married in America?
I just rather keep my options open at this point, and I'd be honest with them from the get go. I'm not gonna stick to one thing when I want multiple women. So
like this is something that's in the red pill space a lot, like how guys want multiple women. I agree with you. Like every guy has a sexual urge, and like we're animals at the end of the day. I mean, red pill talks about it all the time. Rolo in his book talks about it all the time. But the thing is that that's like as if we were living in like a hedonistic society, that we were all cavemen. And we've had religion that for 6,000 years bring us up to the point that we're at right now. We had philosophy for the last 2,000 to 3,000 years to bring us up to the point that we're at right now. We're not just cavemen anymore. We don't just sleep around with anything. And even back then, it was super dangerous with STDs and all type of shit that there was no stopping certain things back then. So like this whole thing where we think that men of all cultures and men of all time have always been sleeping around and having a harem of women and stuff like that. There's very few cultures that did that. And those ones also didn't push us very philosophically or push us to higher heights and inventions or anything like that. Those were very shitty cultures. They were very shitty communities usually. So when Rolo or Red Pill or anybody tries to bring up these points that men should be sleeping around instead of being low to one person, there was for us to be at this point where we have iPads and we have iPhones and stuff like that. We had to be pretty good normal people where we just had one partner and we didn't, because whenever you have like say like you have a wife or whatever, and then you want to go have options with other women, you're ruining those other women. Like those other women, they might really fall in love with you or something like that because they can easily become alpha. You're a really attractive dude, man. You're really tall and stuff. Like you could easily alpha widow a girl. And why would you want to ruin, a young woman? Like, don't get me wrong, she shouldn't have opened her legs. Bad woman. But you can also be a good man and also stop the cycle from starting. And I always believe like the chicken or egg argument, it's all men's fault that everything is starting. The whole cycle of the world being how it is today, it started with us because we shape the environment. The environment's our destiny, and we're the ones that shape it. We're the ones that dig the tunnels. We're the ones that build the buildings. We're the ones that put the laws into place. The women that had to go into the workplace to start working more, the reason why they have 80% of our consumer debt, it's because we allowed all of that. We did all of that as men.
And I think that's why honesty is key. So it's like I'm giving them the decision in the end because I'm letting them know this is what I want to do. And if they think they can change my mind, that's on them, as I've let them know from the get-go. Yeah. I'm not wasting their time if I'm speaking honestly to them, saying, hey, this is what I plan on doing.
I still feel bad for the women, though, because like I said, like their environment's their destiny. And if they knew, like I feel bad for them because most women back in the day knew not to open their legs because that would happen to them. They would sit there and fall in love with somebody that's never going to love them back. But we live in a new society where it's not like that anymore. So if we want to fix the cycle, if we want to fix this problem, it has to start somewhere. Somebody has to fix something.
Well, I believe that like the problem really isn't like a problem that a lot of the top guys experience. Like you can't stop the top guys from doing that. Like they're going to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like me before I had money and my stuff going on, like I'll be happy just to get a girl or two here and there. Now I have the option where like I could do whatever I want. Like I could have 2 girlfriends or 3 or do whatever just because I have the means to move that way. You know what I'm saying? So, like, basically the point I'm trying to make is like that problem that's being created, I think, comes from the women and who they choose. Because when I was like, I guess the good guy or nice guy, before, I wasn't getting picked like that. You know what I'm saying? But now that I'm doing my own thing and I got my, the option to choose, I think the women can see that, and then they want to try and
lock me down.
Yeah, they
when
want to change your mind.
When that's not really an option for me right now. I'm still trying to build. You feel me? So
to play devil's advocate, I think that a lot of the promiscuity that average men desire was fulfilled by prostitution through history.
True. Yeah, that is very true. Yeah.
And now that we live in a society where prostitution is illegal but porn is legal,
it's being porn now.
Yeah, and I think that's a much more desperate situation, especially psychologically.
Worse, probably too. Yeah, no, good points, guys. Like, that was some good pushback. Honestly, I can't even debate back. Good points, man.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
For y'all. If y'all don't, so y'all said marriage is just a no-go for y'all, right? Then what's the point of dating? Like, why date instead of just having sex all the time?
I mean, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, I can do both.
So
that's the point of the honesty part. I'm letting them know that I'm not looking for dating now.
So just sex, like no dating, like no.
And a lot of women are okay with giving themselves up just for sex today.
Yeah. Yeah, I meet a lot of women that just want a short experience. I'm open to commitment, and so I occasionally meet a woman who I think is worth committing to. But I agree that honesty is the best policy, and telling women straight up that I'm not going to love you, I'm probably not going to marry you, this isn't going anywhere, and then let them make their own decisions.
Yeah, that's what most guys have to do today. So Sir Hill speaks. What's up, bro? He says, hello to the Purple Pill podcast. What's up, Sir Hill? Everybody go sub to Sir Hill, man. He killed it last week on Friday. That was one of the best shows we've ever had, bro. Like, everybody, please go sub to him. All right. No, we didn't get to you. So do you want marriage and kids, man?
I think I'll eventually want kids. I don't think there's any benefit to marriage.
Yeah, the certificate's really hard right now.
Yeah, and getting the government involved in something that's as ethereal as love.
But like
nonsense, I think.
But you would be cool with like if a girl wanted to like emotionally marry you, like it's no certificate, just like a thing between y'all two, you would do something like that?
Yeah, we can do the actions of a married couple raising children and whatnot.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to be signing any contracts with the government.
It's just too hard right now. No, I totally feel you, man. All right, so now I want to know, what's a red flag that turns you on? Okay, and we'll start with the ladies this time. What's a red flag that turns you on?
I don't even know. This gonna sound really weird. Maybe like a guy who gives me bummy vibes.
Gives you what?
Bummy vibes.
Oh,
that sounds really odd.
Man, I've never heard this.
Yeah.
Bummy vibes?
Basically, like broke nigga dick.
Like, give me bummy vibes. Me thinking like, oh, I could help you. I could.
I can fix a guy you can fix.
Yeah.
Oh, you're a people pleaser.
Very much so.
No,
Yeah,
she wants the bad boy on the block, the corner boy that ain't got no money, lives with his mama, eat pizza, greasy
He's working for that apartment.
Play video games
really
all day. You like the gamer nerds?
No, that's only. I mean, I don't really go for bums, but like that's the only red flag
that like you're kind of attracted
to.
This is a new question, so this one's gonna be a really funny one.
Yeah.
What about you? What's a red flag that turns you on?
I also hate to admit this, but fucking narcissists, dude. Like,
people who fool themselves, think they're better than everybody.
I don't know why.
So attractive.
So attractive.
Yeah, it's what's it called? What are they called? Something traits. I can't remember the word for it, but it's like the people who are psychopaths.
It's like that dark triad.
Yeah. Dark triad traits. You like those? That's a thing that a lot of women really like. What about you, bro? What's a red flag that turns you on?
Before I touch on that, I just want to say way back to that last question when you said like the problem with dating.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem with dating right there. Those two right there. The fact that they go for guys that are like that, like why not go for a guy that's
a good guy?
You know what I'm saying? Like, or
they don't know how to filter it.
At least be a good red flag. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Okay,
I was
thinking narcissist actually is a bad person.
Yeah,
a bum is not always a bad person.
Well,
I
no,
don't go for like
I-
the bum. It's just like a.
But you
I
said you
think I
wanted
can
someone
help
with a
you.
drive, so that's
I
almost.
think I can help you.
See, but as somebody that's a
So-
narcissist and has an actual diagnosed personality disorder, I could tell you that like what the reason why you're attracted to a narcissist is because narcissists are usually actually good at something, or they might actually be good at making money. Sometimes they actually have some traits that are really good, because narcissist is like the biggest thing that America produces. Since we're the biggest capitalist free market country, you have to be a narcissist to make a product, sell it for $15 that you made with 50 cents. Like you have to have a narcissistic personality to want to come up and make these crazy profits off of people. A natural person is okay with
And then social
making
media is making it
double the
worse.
price. Yeah, and social media makes it even worse. So like narcissism, yeah, with social media and women seeing themselves, guys doing the gym pics, doing steroids and stuff, it's more narcissistic than we've ever been by
I think
far.
you're confusing that with cockiness and confidence, because we can't really diagnose someone with narcissism unless we have.
Well,
that
the
mixed
biggest trait of narcissism is that you cannot be self-aware of it. That's the
Yeah.
number one thing. So most people that are narcissists are not going to admit to it. I'm an extremely rare person that has a personality disorder that I fully recognize that I have a personality disorder. I can admit it and I can try to fix it. But most people, 90%, 99% of people, like there's no way that they can even tell that they have it, you know? And huh? Oh, okay. Oh yeah, Matt. This is what happens when you soy contaminate the water supply. You get soft-spoken and subdued men like these guys. Man, I'm the only one that's soft-spoken. Don't talk to them like that. Come on, bro. If you're gonna insult, just don't insult me. So yeah, a red flag that turns you on. You still need to go. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I consider it a red flag, but it's cool with me. Is when a woman lives by herself. I think that's a red flag, but you know, it's cool for me because like I don't have nothing stopping me from just coming over if I wanted to. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So you don't
Question.
like independent women.
Why?
Why? Why is it a red flag?
Yeah.
It's a red flag because like I think of it like there's no real checks or balances in the situation. There's nothing stopping her from being a hoe. You feel me? So she can hoe out. She can have right after I leave, buddy from downstairs can come up. Like I don't know.
I'd almost be worried about the opposite. If
Yeah.
you got a friend, she's being a hoe, then she's
Bam.
gonna get her to influence. I've had that so many times where like
Well,
one
it
girl.
doesn't have to be roommates. Like if a girl lives with her parents, hey, that's a dope
For some reason, I kind of agree with you, bro. Like just from my experience too. I don't know. For some reason, I kind of do.
But living by yourself does not. You could be a hoe from anywhere
With
with your parents, with your roommates.
Yeah.
Like being
Yeah,
by
you
yourself
really
does not
never
change
know.
a
But for
single
some reason,
thing.
I
If you're
have
a
the
hoe,
same
you're a
vibe
hoe.
as you. For some
I
reason,
just
I
have
don't
the
know.
biggest layups when there was a roommate.
It's because like at least in my mind I can live in my own like story knowing that okay, her parents are probably doing something, I don't know, or there's just no inhibitors, there's just nothing. Like I'm thinking like, oh, like she probably getting smashed right now, like just getting ran through. Like come on, I just walked in there and bodied her, like, you know, and dipped. So
somebody else got to be doing it.
Who else?
If I did it,
Man, when you ain't got no shame, parents aren't gonna stop you.
Yeah,
Yeah. Did you walk past anybody on the way out? They were coming in.
It's possible.
yeah, you never know.
Having a mandingo party upstairs. in
Hey,
apartment
all right.
212.
Sir Hill says, do women care that men no longer see marriage as beneficial or desirable? Do y'all care? Like, does that bother you that a lot of guys are seen as, undesirable and just not worth it anymore?
If it's for women, if that's their goal, like they want to get married, then yes, it's gonna be a problem for them because we're not seeing eye to eye. So there's no point of us doing anything.
Yeah. Okay. And Gray Pill podcast. What'd you say? Women with tats. I'm cheering for you.
At least someone is.
Hey, slide in, Gray Pill. All right. So what about you, bro? What is a red flag that turns you on?
For me, it's like hypersexuality or like a lot of tattoos.
Okay.
There
Hypersexuality
you
turns
go.
you on?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a red flag.
But it's a huge red flag, and I know it every time. But it's like I'm still going for it, and that's why
We're such animals.
I think
We are.
it's
What is wrong with tattoos? I don't get it.
Those are your trauma experiences. Each one.
I got a lot. I guess.
I could tell.
That's funny. No, I mean, I personally never got a tattoo because I've always believed that if you get a tattoo, you're personifying with whatever that idea or whatever that is that you're putting. Like I watched a lot of videos when I was younger that made me just realize I always want to be open minded to anything, any religion, any idea, anything like that. And as soon as I tattoo something on me, I'm making it permanent to me, and I'm making that who I am. You're making it part of your personality, and I really just don't. That's why I personally never have gotten tattoos. And why would you put a bumper sticker on a Lamborghini? You know,
So that's why it shows like your
Facts.
openness to that moment, and also like whatever you're going through, whatever you're thinking. It's like, okay, this is permanent now. Because
Yeah, let me absorb this into my skin. No, I'm not saying that you did that at all.
Especially depending on where it is on the body. I think, no offense.
It's a telltale.
Yeah, a chest tattoo, I got a problem with that. It's an important part of the body.
To each their own.
I like all your tattoos. They're good. So yeah. What's a red flag that turns you on, man?
So hypersexuality, but and I know this is definitely self-destructive, but I get fetishized a lot by African and Asian women who want dom sub situation, and it's incredibly self-destructive. But the women are intoxicating, and I know it's a disaster every single time, but I can't say no.
It sounds like a lot of us have a hard time resisting urges. All right, so now I want to know what's one red flag and one green flag for you? Like, what's one thing that you're like, that's a red flag. I don't want to date a guy if he has that, and that's a green flag. I really like it when guys have that.
Green flag, ambition.
Ambition,
Yeah, that's
and then what's a
always-
red flag?
I don't. This gonna sound really weird. I don't know how else to describe it. Like when your thoughts aren't together.
Yeah.
Like having like thoughts just like you're not really. I feel like you're not or
Somebody who's not organized, kind of.
kind of. I don't know. It's hard to describe.
But you're just
Sometimes
like that guy.
You're just everywhere. Like you don't have it together.
Yeah.
Like you can get it. Like I mean, you don't always have it together. Of
But
course,
guys
I'm
need
bad.
to always have their shit together,
Yeah.
basically. Not be confused little boys. That makes sense, though.
Yeah.
What about you? What's one red flag and one green flag for you?
Biggest red flag is insecurity because I do go out a lot and I'm a really loyal person. I've never really cheated on any of my boyfriends, but like I like to show off what I have. And if you're not someone that can deal with that, then you're not for me.
And what's a green flag?
Green flag is security because there's nothing nicer than just being with a guy that like can worship you and let you be who you are and not worry about the fact that like, oh, look at her looking like that, there's a bunch of guys, she's gonna get hit on. Okay, she can get hit on, but like I usually just I'm like, okay, thanks, bye.
So, like, there's a reason why guys are like that, just so I can explain this to you. So, because those guys aren't insecure. Like, the thing is, if a guy doesn't want his girl going out, it's because you are going to have way more options. You're going to have so many guys coming and trying to talk to you, coming and hitting on you. So, like, the way the sexual market works, it's guys coming to you. It's not like you're going and finding a bunch of dudes. That's not how it works. You're going and putting yourself in an environment that's leaving yourself open to guys, and you're wearing a certain, like you said, you like how you look and stuff. You want to show off how you look. You're sitting there selling yourself, like you're putting a for sale sign on you, even though you're fully taken from someone.
Well, I'm not
And-
taken, so
well, yeah, you're not. But like, if you were taken, though, I just want you to know that if you found a really solid guy and that's the one thing he doesn't like about you doing, I really hope you don't ruin it over something like that because he's not insecure. You should not tell him that he's insecure because that's not an insecurity. He's literally just trying to protect you and protect the relationship. Because if I had $1 for every time whenever I used to go out and I was in my bad cycles, how many girls would fucking be cheating on their boyfriends because they're mad that he texted a girl or some stupid like the picture, and then they're making out with me or coming home with me and then going to their boyfriend right afterwards. Like some really dirty shit does happen, and that a guy is not insecure, especially if they know how women can act like that. Hypergamy is very real. Do you know what hypergamy is?
I don't.
It means that women are always going to try to find the best guy they can. They're never going, like, they're always like, they will even break up with somebody to go to a better one sometimes. And so, like, a guy, it's definitely within his right to be fearful of you being hypergamous and exercising a better option. There might be better men out there than him. You never know.
So I got a direct question for that as well. So whenever you go out,
Talking to the mic.
Oh, my bad. So whenever you go out and you like to show off what you have, as you said, who are you trying to get the attention from?
Honestly, for me, I think what it is, it's like if I feel good about myself when I leave the house, then it completely changes my entire mood. If I go out and I feel like I look bummy, then I'm not going to be in a good mood because I feel like I look like shit. I don't give a shit if guys like me. And personally, I'd rather motherfuckers don't come up to me and say shit to me. But if I feel good about myself, then I feel like it's easier for me to be in a social setting when I do feel like I look good.
Have you ever
Is
had
it for the attention?
I mean, I think everybody
Yeah.
does. Like social
So
media is all
yeah,
attention.
so
you
yeah,
know?
but it's not a good thing. So do you have you ever had a guy though, or do you think that a guy could ever satisfy that attention for you, or do you think you're always gonna need that attention from outside sources? Do you think that one man can give you enough attention
I
to
don't.
just completely get rid of that feeling that you have?
I don't think that when I go out just to seek validation from guys. Like I go out because I have a good
But like
group
you
of
said, it makes you
friends.
feel better. It makes you feel like, yeah, like I'm just quoting what you had just said. You had
Yeah.
just said that it makes you feel good when you go out and getting that attention. You like that.
No, I mean it's not necessarily that I like getting the attention because I feel uncomfortable when people are looking at me, but at the same time I'm like I get it, you know?
Hmm. Yeah.
So follow up.
Yeah.
Have you ever like gone out not fully clothed, but like let's say like long sleeve or long whatever, and felt great about yourself, or is it only whenever you're showing off like your assets?
It's a really hard question for you to ask because I don't ever go out wearing
Long sleeves.
long
Yeah.
sleeves and shit. So
Unless the
I don't
winter,
know.
if it's cold outside.
No.
Even when it's cold
I will
outside.
freeze. I will
Uh-oh.
freeze.
I'm gonna say a hoe never gets cold.
Yeah.
I'm not
Oh,
saying-
never gets cold.
A hoe never gets
And
cold.
shout out to you, Cynthia, for keeping it real.
Yeah,
with us.
yeah. Thank you for keeping it real. I think everybody really likes it when everybody's honest too. Which, by the way, Joe Cole with the $5. Question for the ladies: Do you guys think that traditional housewives in the past were more or less happy than modern liberated women? Do you think that the traditional
Less.
woman was more or less happy?
More happy.
She was more happy,
there
and you
was-
think less?
Oh, absolutely.
There
Okay.
was so well, okay, actually half and half. The more because there was so much going on back in the day, women couldn't really do much, so you have to be okay being in the house.
Mm-hmm.
And less.
Well, I mean,
because-
there wasn't the internet and all this stuff showing us all this cool
Yeah.
things in the world, so it's not like you had FOMO every 5 minutes
Exactly.
either.
and then less because there was like the women's movement. Women were getting out there wearing shorter skirts, shorter things, being able to vote. They want to be part of like the outside world,
Mm-hmm.
but they couldn't.
Yeah,
So I think there's a
it's a weird balance.
Yeah.
And what about you? You said you think it was way worse back then?
Just coming from a Mexican background and knowing all the aunts and females in the Mexican culture that stay with unfaithful men and just for the sake of tradition, I feel like that's a miserable. So many of them are miserable,
Mm-hmm.
but like they won't leave because that's what, that's how you do it. Like that's how it was done before. And I feel like now you can be like, you know what, fuck that. This guy's an asshole. Why am I going to stay with this guy, even if he's the father of my children, and be miserable myself? Like,
But if their
you know.
mindset was different, wouldn't that mean that made them happy at the time?
I mean, maybe, but I know I wouldn't be happy
Yeah.
living
Well,
back
that's-
20 years
yeah,
ago.
That's the
Today's
time
world is
period we're at,
different.
where it's
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
It's
And-
not for you.
Well,
but
like,
it's for them.
and I do not condone cheating at all. By the way, I think everybody in chat already knows the type of person I am. But do you think that cheating is the same between men and women?
No.
Cheating's cheating.
You don't think that like it's different because men and women are two completely different, organisms? Like we're two completely different type of things.
I mean, I think we're at an age now where like
Everything's super
it's
equal.
normal for women to be horny. Like why?
Well, it's okay.
You know?
I'm not saying that. Like, obviously, it's okay for a woman to be horny. Like, women get horny, but men and women are different. Like, wouldn't you agree that there's
Double
certain privileges
standards.
that like women have, and then there's certain things like there's a lot of things that you could have that I'm never gonna have the opportunity at 18 years old. If you were 18 and you were beautiful, you have a chance to go on yachts with like, especially today with Instagram and stuff. You have the chance of getting flown out, all types of cool stuff that a guy will never have until he's 30, 35, making enough money to be able to do something like that. There's privileges that men and women each have in society. And one of those things is that when a man sleeps around, it's not the same as a woman. Obviously, for thousands of years, if it wasn't for birth control, a woman wouldn't be able to sleep around. If it wasn't for abortions, women wouldn't be able to sleep around because if you went and slept with the wrong guy or did anything like that and you got pregnant by him, you were stuck with his kid. It was a very big deal.
Yeah.
So men and women just aren't the same. You're right. Like guys shouldn't be cheating. I don't preach that guys should cheat at all, but it is different if if a man, like men and women are different. If a man cheats, it is definitely not the same as a woman cheating.
I
There's
agree.
and that's why there's tons of situations where you see tons of fucking men cheat on their wives or whatever, especially in the top 1%, and that woman holds them down afterwards. Whereas if it was the other way around, you're not gonna see the same shit. If a woman sleeps around, that man 9 times out of 10 is leaving. There's very few men that will stay with a woman after they slept with another man. Shout out to Will Smith.
See, since you mentioned only the physical cheating, that's what men do. Women, we have emotional.
Yeah.
Emotional is much, in my opinion, is much worse.
Yeah,
than physical cheating.
when a relationship ends for a woman, she's emotionally cheating before she ever physically cheats.
Exactly.
Like she's always emotionally
She's
cheating
already in
before
there
she
with
physically.
that guy.
Yeah, in her head.
And I agree with that. That's been my experience. That if I'm seeing a woman and we're legitimately dating, but I feel like seeing somebody else, I can just tell her honestly that I feel like seeing someone else. And most women don't leave. And so far, all of the women that have left have come back.
Yeah.
So
They don't make that trip
How many
around.
fuck
Yeah.
I don't know.
Some
I don't know what to tell you.
Shout out to Law of Attraction. Woman with the tats is beautiful.
Yeah.
You getting all the
Slide them
everybody.
DMs, homie.
Everybody's talking to her tonight.
Slide.
All right. So did I do one red flag, green flag for y'all or no?
Not yet.
Let's go with you, man. What's one red flag and one green flag
All right.
that a girl can have?
A red flag that I've been coming across a lot is like sorority girls.
Oh.
I feel like that's a huge red flag to me because
Oh yeah.
I know like
You know what goes down.
I know what goes down because especially when I was in Cali, that was like my main like go to was the colleges, the college campuses, and especially the sorority girls are always down. So I'm like when I run into one, I'm like, dang, like I know the backstory, I know the background. You know what I'm saying? So that one,
I didn't even know that those were bad, but now that you say that, I would avoid it for the rest of my life. And then what's a green flag, man?
Definitely a woman that like I guess caters, like cooks for you, stuff like that. When a woman cooks for me, I'm like, wow, like this isn't normal, you know, because
You prize
especially-
it.
Huh?
You prize it.
Yeah.
It's a prize if she does that.
yeah, definitely moves up to the top. Like
Yeah, I get with those Hispanic girls, man. They're always cooking.
Hell no.
Hell no. I guess the only ones I mess with. What about you, bro? What's a green flag and a red flag that you see in women?
I'd say green flag, like honesty and good communication. They can say what's bothering them. They're not holding it in.
That's
So there's
rare,
There's
dude.
no surprises. Yeah, that's
That's
why it's
rare.
a green flag.
Yeah, that's one of the rarest green flags.
Yeah. And then red flag, it's a lot of guy friends.
Yeah.
Because that's a whole B team.
Yeah.
Dude, that's everyone who's waiting in line, hoping that they get their
They're in the
chance.
zone. They're just waiting to break out.
Yeah. That's funny. What about you, man? What's one red flag and one green flag?
I think a green flag is a woman who's extremely busy.
Extremely busy.
Yeah, if she is a homebody, but by circumstance.
Yeah.
She's working a lot or she's studying a lot. She doesn't have time to go out and she doesn't have the desire.
I
That's a green
agree.
flag.
That is a very good green flag. Yeah.
And then the red flag is I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me here, but a woman who struggles to orgasm is a massive red flag.
Wow.
I think that it signals significant psychological trauma.
Because either they slept around a lot or they masturbated a lot, maybe had porn issues at a young age.
It could even just be like a
Trauma.
self-esteem thing. Like
Okay.
she can't get into the moment enough to get to that location mentally.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not my problem. So I don't want anything to do
What
with
if they're on
that.
SSRIs?
I don't give a shit.
You don't give a shit. Okay. All right. Now, I want to just ask some different questions this time, I think. All right. So let's talk about, we're going to talk about Martin Luther King Jr. really quick. All right. So Martin Luther King Jr. cheated on his wife. And he's still seen as one of the most righteous, greatest man to ever walk, the earth. What he did was huge. Everybody can respect him. Everybody here at this table probably respects and loves Martin Luther King Jr. How many of y'all knew that he had cheated on his wife? Raise of hands. You knew that? Did y'all all know that? Y'all knew that? Okay, so we're going to talk about since he was married, and the type of person he was, pastor and stuff. Is Martin Luther King a bad guy for that one thing he did? Obviously, we all think he's great for other things, but that one thing that he did, is he a bad man for that? Is he not a good father? Is he not a good husband for that one thing he did? We'll start with you this time, bro.
I think what he did wrong is lie. I think that's a lesson that our generation can learn from the men who came before us, is to not weave this web of lies for decades and then have it all come crumbling down.
Okay.
If he wanted to fuck other women, he should have said that from day one, and maybe she would have been okay with it.
I don't think so at all. But
You don't think he was bad at all?
no, I don't think that his wife would ever be okay with it because they come from a religious background where he's a pastor. So like he had to lie in order to keep his family and everything intact. Like there's no way he would have got away with that.
He should have gotten a good pagan woman
Yeah.
to dance around the fire all night.
But I mean, there's some religious people who have the back of their significant other, so it's like it really just depends on how you portray it, like how you tell them about it, so you can start off with a good baseline. Because if they think you're completely righteous or you're not sexual like that, then of course they're gonna be pissed. They're gonna be surprised and be like, "Wait, what are you doing? I didn't think you were like this." That's like a through line with a lot of celebrities, like Arnold, Will Smith. You have these people where you have people have a certain image of them, and then when the image is like twisted and contorted, they're like, "Wait, I thought you were a certain way, and now you're not that way." And everyone's disappointed. They're angry, and that's when things get muddied because they're like, "Okay, I thought you were righteous, but now you're not to me." And so it's like, this is a good man fighting for something that's right, but he also has issues because he's human.
Nobody's perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to know, what do you think? Was he a good man? Was he a bad man for that? Good husband, good father, bad father?
I don't necessarily think that one incident makes you a bad person, but people only saw the good that he did, so they didn't care about that one tiny thing compared to the massive life that he led for us, especially because he was in that movement in that time. Cheating was nothing. Like, what is that going to do for us? What he did was much bigger, so we're not going to look at that. So I don't think it makes you a bad person.
If you were his wife, would you have left him after hearing that?
Cheating on me? Honestly,
If it was Martin Luther King Jr., maybe not.
honestly, maybe not.
Yeah, it's hard. It's a hard question.
I mean, a marriage is supposed to work through those things.
Yeah.
So if I'm just gonna leave after that, just not try anymore, then what's the point of haven't been married?
Yeah, why did you even do the contract?
Exactly.
So what about you? What do you think? He's good, bad?
I mean, I'm a firm believer of fairness. So, like, if you're gonna do some shit like that, then don't be mad when I do the same shit
Is
back.
the world fair though? Is
I
reality
mean-
fair? Like we were just saying, men and women aren't the same, right?
I mean, I guess.
I'm just saying, if he did that to you and then you went and got vengeance, like, are you really?
Oh, I'm gonna
are
be
you
a
really...
worse person if I go
Well,
back
no.
and do it.
I'm just saying he's probably gonna leave you. Like
Well,
if
that's
you go and
fine.
do that, if
That's
you went and did it
fine.
out of revenge, then he would leave. I know, but why? I don't know. I totally get your point because cheating isn't good. But you brought up something that I really like to talk about also. Does a guy who lies to his girl, does a guy who lies to his girl about cheating, is that because he cares more about her? Is that because he loves her so much that he will say whatever he needs to not lose that
He's
person?
afraid of losing her.
And then the guys who don't lie, do they even care about that girl? Because if you really cared about somebody,
If you don't have to lie, that just usually means you have options. You can be honest without the fear of losing them because you can meet someone just as great.
but let's say like you don't. It's not based off of options. Like this person doesn't have options, and like theoretically, we're just saying it's just.
I see where you're going with this, and that's something I explicitly tell women. I don't care about you enough to lie to you. There's a small group of women in the world that I'll lie to. I'll lie to my grandma. When she asked me what I did this weekend, I'm not going to say I had some girl in chains all weekend. I'm going to be like, I saw a movie. But like if I just meet some chick, like lying takes effort, and it requires me to live in this like web of nonsense, and it's a big ask. So from my perspective, I think that men who lie do it out of necessity because they're trying to build this house of cards. It's sort of a desperation thing.
Okay. And what about you, man? Are they lying because they love the girl more, or they're lying because they actually don't, or like, and then the guy that's not lying, does he even care about the girl, or is he doing it because he doesn't really care about her?
I'd say it wouldn't be love. It'd be more like an obsession with that person and having them believe that you're a certain type of way. And so it could, like I said before, be the option thing. But if it wasn't that, I'd say it's the fear of them finding out you're a different way than what you are. So you're keeping up the lie to portray yourself in a certain way.
And that's probably how Martin Luther King Jr. was. He wanted to lied to his wife to keep his image how he was,
keep the image
probably
squeaky clean.
because that's how he was. Yeah. And what about you, man? If a man lies about that, is it because he really loves her and he's trying to protect his relationship, or is it because he's, the other way around?
since we're not talking about like a guy with like I guess no options, and just has like a scarcity mindset, to say like I think you know the person that you're dating, you know what they can handle, and you know like okay, my girl's kind of emotional, so I'm gonna just lie to her to keep her happy. You know what I'm saying? And hope that she never finds out, which a lot of women would prefer, you know, for them to never find out, and you just do your thing on the side, and you just hope that you just that guy. You know what I'm saying? But majority of the time, it don't turn out that way. So, I mean, I think people do it just to keep their girl happy most of the time.
Yeah. So what about you? Do you think that if a guy is lying to you about cheating, is it because he really loves you, or is it the other way around? You know, like is it worse if he's lying to you?
I think it's worse. I'm an honest person. I think honesty is a best policy. Communication comes with honesty.
Mm-hmm.
Goes hand in hand. If you truly love me, you tell me the truth.
Mm-hmm.
And if I stay with you, maybe I truly love you.
Okay.
And if I don't, maybe I just didn't care enough to really go that far with you.
Okay.
So yeah.
What about you? Do you think that if a guy was honest with you, that means that he really cares about you, or if he lies to you, he really cares about you?
I think that there's certain people that just don't want to be caught in a lie, and they'll say whatever it is that they want to make themselves look better.
But yeah, he doesn't care about you.
I don't know if that means that they care or they don't care, but I mean, like he said, if they care enough to lie, then that means that like they don't want to hurt the girl's feelings. But I mean, I still feel like if you're gonna lie, you're gonna lie, and that's just who you are, right? So
It's more of a habit that somebody might start building early on.
yeah,
And that's just who they are at that point.
I think so.
And there's some people that are just super honest about everything.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah, no, I agree with that. So I want to know now, who do we think cheats more? And here in DFW, which is the two most cheated on cities in the United States of America, who's out here really doing it? Is it the women that are doing it or the men? We'll start this time. I want to start with you this time. Do you think it's the women or the men that are cheating the most?
It's a hard question. I want to say really even, but mostly women, because of the whole men are not emotional. Sorry, men are physical. It's just dingling in the body.
Mm-hmm.
That's just like little.
It's just
stuff.
a physical thing to them.
Yeah, that's not. Women are they're in it.
Yeah, because you release oxytocin when you have sex with somebody, and men don't.
And women go for it, and they go for it. They might cheat, and you might know. Well, they might kind of tell you they're cheating, and not tell you. But women for sure
are probably being sneaky lately.
Not even sneaky, like they're probably just being smart. Like sneaky and smart go in, but they're kind of two different things.
Okay. Girls just might get caught as easily as guys do.
Guys are just dumb when it comes to cheating. It's so easy for a guy to know a guy's cheating. Women, you're not gonna find out.
That's crazy.
Unless she tells you.
Okay. Well, guys, who do you think cheats more? Is it the men or the women, especially around here in DFW?
Honestly, I think it's definitely the women, for sure, because like a lot of the women only go for like the top guys anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, and like I said earlier, like those girls always try and lock that guy down.
Mm-hmm.
And when they try and do that, how can I explain it? Actually, no, the other way around. I think men cheat more, for sure. My bad.
Really?
I think men cheat more, because those top guys, you know,
they're exercising their options.
Exactly. So like, and I know for me, like personal experience, sometimes I like to play the game where like I like to give girls like the boyfriend experience. So they think that the
lover boy game.
I guess so, yeah. So like, I like the girl to think like, there could be something more, but
majority of the time pull the sheet out.
Yeah, I'm like, all right, now you're getting too
you rug pull them, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Man, you're messed up.
But a lot of my friends here in Dallas also do the same thing. So
yeah, it's just very normal in the city or around here.
Yeah. So I got a question. I got a question for you, Alex, on that. So if every 1 in 3 men are celibate or haven't had sex within the past year, how are men the main ones that are actually cheating?
Because the men that are actually getting girls and having the sex are the guys that have options.
But that's only a small. That's a small percentage, though.
Yeah, it's a small percentage. But the thing is, the way I think of it is, okay, if I have options and I'm dating 4 or 5 girls at one time, I'm cheating on all of them at the same time.
But that's one cheat though. Like girls that are between 18 to 85, they can all have boyfriends, right?
Like you said, it's one of you, 5 of them. Though.
Yeah.
So they're still the women outnumbered you.
So that means they're cheating. They're cheating on.
So you're that top percent, man.
Yeah.
Wait, how? Hold on. Y'all got me confused. Like, if I'm the only guy, right? And
you're one person.
Exactly. But I'm cheating on each individual. They're not cheating on me because they're with me.
See, like I think that women, like, you'll think that they're only fucking you, but really they're fucking a lot of other people too.
That's very.
Everybody's sharing box.
Yeah.
Nobody likes to talk about it.
Yeah.
It's better to ignore it and just know you're using a condom.
I mean, but then at that point, like, who knows then? At that point,
say 2/3 of men are like sexually active. Only 1/3 of those dudes have the ability to even get more.
Have the idea.
And then as well, like we just established, before the sex, a woman has to be connected into it emotionally.
Mm-hmm.
The emotion comes before the sex, the physical aspect. So which one is gonna come first? Is it the women aspect or the men's aspect, the sexual part? Is it the emotion or the sex?
I don't
Go ahead and say it. It's okay if you're wrong. You can say you're wrong.
It's definitely the emotion.
Yeah.
It's definitely
so
the
which
emotion.
usually comes from who first?
The woman.
The woman.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So mostly it's probably starting with the women who are allowing the men because they're the ones that allow for it to happen. So what about? Let me read this $5 really quick. For the ladies, if your man wanted a separate apartment outside of your home, would you have an issue with that? Shout out to the PPP. Thank you, bro. Thank you for $5.
Shout out, Eric.
For the ladies, if your man wanted a separate apartment outside of your home, would you have an issue with that?
I think that just depends. Like, are we already living together and now you're moving out? Or
yeah, I think that's what he means.
I mean, obviously, if you wanted an apartment separately from your relationship, then
something's weird,
what are you really doing?
Yeah,
like, what do you need a separate apartment for?
I would never allow that. No. So what about you?
I kind of feel like something's off.
Yeah. Something's weird about that. I would never.
Like an escape, like a man cave type apartment. Like, let me just
go build something in the backyard or something.
Like if it's like that, I probably wouldn't mind it, but I just don't.
I guess we need a bigger house to put a pool table in or something.
Why do you need that?
Yeah, like
a room to yourself.
Man cave's got to be within 100 yards of the house,
right?
Here.
All right, but yeah, what were you gonna say about the cheating?
As to the previous point, would you still consider it cheating if you were honest to all 4 of the women? So, do you think that? I guess that's the question for the whole panel. Like, if it's discussed openly, is that still cheating?
Then it's not cheating. Yeah.
Well,
I don't think so either.
How I think of cheating is like anything I wouldn't do in front of my girl is considered cheating. So like in my polygamous relationship, like if I couldn't bring my girl, if I couldn't bring a girl home and we all do something together, then I'll consider it cheating.
Gotcha.
But just because I had that experience, like, and the option to bring a girl home and she will be totally okay with it, then I kind of see it differently than most people, if that makes sense.
But that means y'all also knew where the boundaries were, so you knew which boundaries you couldn't cross. So
that's facts.
Yeah.
So, fellas, if your girl is cheating on you, slide into Alex's DMs, blame it on him. It's probably him.
This player over here. All right. Did you answer like that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah. So what do you think about that? Who do you think is cheating more, the men or the women?
Oh, hands down, women. But I think it's men are just sloppy, so it seems like men are the ones who are doing
because they get caught the most.
Yeah,
I agree.
It's more subtle with women, like y'all mentioned earlier. It's emotional, and then it gets physical, but it's emotional first, so you're not going to really notice that to begin with. So unless you're paying attention, you can see the signs.
Yeah, but it's so subliminal. I don't think that happens. So what about you, man? Like, who do you think cheats more?
I think it's definitely women. I've been like the side guy, I guess you would call it, in like the majority of my life, which was awesome when I was younger. But as I'm getting older, boyfriend's turning to husband, and now it's really fucked up.
Yeah.
But if it's always been my experience that the women are very subtle about it, and women stopped telling me that they were in relationships a long time ago, but I can still feel it.
Yeah.
Like I can feel that, she's probably using a fake name and she's here for a certain type of experience, and then I'm never going to see her again. And to push back on the emotion thing, I actually explicitly meet women who are not looking for any kind of connection, women who literally want to be treated like an inanimate object. Like the feedback they give me is, I like the way you use me. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So
it's a very normal thing today, probably.
Subs, subs.
yeah, the subs, they're addicting. But there's like a sense that they get to my place and they like remove this mask of control and emotion, and I think that hits something really primal.
Okay, man, yeah, you might have discovered something there. All right, so I want to know now. We'll start with the ladies on this one because it's kind of different. Do you think that women should be drafted? Do you think that they should be added to the draft?
Hell no.
Hell no. Would you give up your right to vote to like if they were like, hey, you're gonna have to make a choice, like you're gonna be able to get drafted now, or you're gonna lose your right to vote?
I don't have to vote.
You would give up the voting to stay out of the draft?
Yeah.
What about you?
Hey, life, put him in a draft.
You do the draft?
Yeah.
So you can have the right to vote?
Yeah.
It's worth it?
Why not?
It's worth the sacrifice? Do you think that women should be part of the draft, man?
Hell no.
You-
I was in
Facts.
the military, and
Us
I can
too.
tell you right now, they do not belong in the military.
They
so-
don't.
we don't.
They don't.
No, not at all.
I agree.
What part were you in?
What
What
part?
branch?
What branch? I was in
Yeah.
the Navy.
One of my
See,
favorite
one of those
YouTubers, Allie. She was in the army and she loves to talk about how her body just wasn't made to do it. Like she's a very strong woman too. Like she's a big YouTuber and she talks about all the time how it was very hard for her. Like I think she had to leave after 2 or 3 years because it was so hard on her.
See, I was in the army too, and I feel like y'all still put this label on. Like we get it. Women are scientifically built to be, not built to be.
Yeah.
Or built weaker.
Mhm.
We literally cannot help that.
Yeah,
There's nothing we can do to enhance that.
yeah,
But we're trying.
yeah. No,
But
I
they still put us down.
yeah.
So like,
Well,
what's
it's
the
not
point of
putting.
this
I don't
thing?
think it's putting. I believe in something called complementarianism, which is like what Jewish and Christians and like certain religious people believe. And complementarianism just means that men are good at certain things and women are good at certain things. It's not.
Yeah.
It's the opposite of egalitarian. So it's just saying that men are really good at some shit, women are really good at some shit. Men have been doing war for thousands of years. Like there's a reason why we're built and better at it. Like it's just something that we've been doing for a very long time.
I get that, but I still.
It's
feel
not
like,
to put women down or anything. Women are good at certain things. Like it's
I
not
still
putting them
feel
down.
like most men still see it as like you're not a man, so you can't do it, and that's not true.
I mean, obviously, there's always an exception to the rule, and there's going to be women that can do things, and props to them. Like I love tomboy women. Like they can totally be the best as they can at something. You know, they can do whatever they want. It's just at the end of the day, it's just if I was a general, I would want an army of 100 men instead of an army of 50 women and 50 men. If I wanted to go win a war against China or Russia right now, I would kind of be more confident if I had 90% of men.
Okay, what about the Woman King? Have you seen the movie yet?
Uh-uh.
The Woman King.
Uh-uh.
We'll
Let's
never
watch
see
that.
it. I'm not putting my money on that.
Yeah.
Oh wow! So you're
Can
one
I
of
hear more? I want to hear
those.
more about it. I've never heard of this
The
movie.
Woman
What's it about?
King. It was a movie about a woman king.
About a
She was-
woman king?
There's an all female. There were all female warriors.
Was it a movie based on like a
Based
true
on true
event?
story.
Yeah. I need to check that out.
Yeah,
I've never even heard of it.
Ma'am, hold on, ma'am.
that was based on a true story.
Ma'am, if you had to pick between, if you had to go to war, you would seriously pick 50 men and 50 women versus 100 men?
No.
50 men, 50 women. What?
If you had to go to war with the other side, Team A had 100 men, and you had to pick your team, it was either 50 men or 50 women or 100 men or 100 women. What would you pick?
Well, what kind of war are we going into? Are we doing?
We're going to all-out physical war.
It
I mean,
depends.
that's a ridiculous
Yeah, like,
question
it-
because, of course,
Men are
a
scientifically
100
stronger.
men with
You
100
said
men.
like physical, like hand-to-hand combat, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, than a man. But there's more to that than just like there are different types of wars.
But how heavy was the gear you were holding?
Well, for the Navy, we don't really hold
Yeah, that's
gear
Army,
per se,
really.
but like even just physical standards, like their standard, like I think like they had to do like 20 push-ups just to pass, and I have to do 80.
No, yeah,
Like,
he's right.
How's that even comparable? At that point, like, just stay at home. Just I don't
Well,
know.
But we
I can
have
kind of see
different
what
bodies, though.
I can
Like,
kind of
you
see what
literally
she's
cannot
saying
help it.
But even
because
going
maybe
back
she
to
can be
that-
a drone flyer with the Xbox controllers. You know, like because they can
And-
do that now.
Well, that's until
But
the
even then-
psychological effect hits. who's gonna handle the psychological side better, the emotional woman or the logical man? If you're dropping bombs on a person that you've been watching for 300 days, and you just go and kill them and their whole family and their whole lineage. I honestly
like women are gonna have a hard time making those choices. You feel?
exactly.
And I mean,
yeah.
even
And-
going back
point
to your
still stands.
example of the woman
We
king,
literally cannot help those things. Like,
Yeah, and I
we're-
don't think
we're
it's a
literally
bad
made
thing.
that
I don't
way.
think it's a bad
So
thing.
let me-
Like I
can't
see all
hold
that stuff
against
as good
us.
traits.
Let me ask you: do you think that standards should be lower, or should we have a
Like
situation
women
where
or men.
for women? So should we make it so that women have to abide by the male standards? In which case, you basically gonna have like
No, I know
one
what you're
woman in
saying.
the army.
Yeah.
Like
I don't mind like the woman and man standard thing. Like that's fine. I'm just saying like men can't keep holding against us because we're literally not built to be like
I
that.
really,
It's not our
I
fault.
think,
We
I think
cannot
it's a
help
bad
it.
thing to
you.
think that they're holding it against you, because it's not holding it against you. It's just saying you're good at certain things. You know, just like how men are good at certain things. It's not that women are weaker or they're worse or anything.
But
They're
that's
just
what men
better at
say
certain.
though.
but I
Well,
even want to
but
go back
it's-
to your
but it's
example.
just
Just
that-
thinking
just one
about
thing.
it, it's like they were most likely training their whole life for this. So these women train their whole life cycle to be that elite.
Not their whole life cycle.
You know what I mean? Like from young to like their 20s, 30s. So they're gonna be built. They're gonna be trained to be that way instead of a few years of being trained to be a warrior.
I mean, yeah, whenever you're already built huge, like what do you need to train for that, if that makes sense? Women were
Yeah, so like,
Yes.
but what he's saying basically economically, it's just better to throw in men because they're already built, they're already ready to do it. They're just,
And I
we're
imagine that was out of necessity.
and we're disposable as hell. I mean, like who cares about
That's
men? Like
right.
sperm, there's fucking there's literally billions of sperm out here, so we're disposable. And shout out to Autumn Randolph for the $5. Big shout out, thank you, and the wow face, thank you.
an example I like to bring up is firefighters. We lower the standards for female firefighters to such a degree that because of quotas, even if they fail the female exam, they'll still get hired. And then the practical result is that big dudes like me and Des and the producer back there, we're going to have to be left to die because the woman who finds our unconscious body can't carry us.
Yeah.
Whereas the average
Mhm.
man could carry me out of a building with, if as long as he's fit.
Yeah.
I don't know about all that.
As opposed to like you'd need some Serena Williams type character to actually do the job at a man's level. And she has better things to do, like make tens of millions of dollars.
Yeah,
Right?
dude, yeah, they're really good at sports. Here, man, I want to know, what do you think about the draft, bro? Do you think that women should get drafted?
No.
No.
There's no. I don't see any benefit to that. So
Okay. What about you, man?
Definitely not.
Definitely not. Okay. And now
And that does call into question their ability to vote.
Yeah. No. Like, that's what Pro likes to bring up, is that or she taught me this, that
Shout out to Pearl, by the way.
yeah, shout out to Pearl. That when women got to the right to vote, like that's what kind of started like the feminist movement that kind of put everything out of balance, was because whenever they got the right to vote without no negative there was no consequences with it. Like they got it right, but they didn't get anything negative. Whereas like men, we have the right to vote, but we also have the right to get drafted and go die. So once they got that privilege without having to put anything else up front, also it just kind of started putting things out of balance.
Do you think if women would have like the draft would have been a thing for them, then
I think they would have voted against it.
Do you think men would have been weaker than they are now?
No. If they would have voted back then and said, "Hey, ladies, y'all are going to choose, either you're gonna get the vote and you're gonna get drafted, or you're not." Like it say like it got voted the other way. Like say like women didn't vote. I think men would be doing way better today. I think feminism. Like Pearl really convinced me. I used to only hate third and fourth wave feminism, but after she convinced me, I really don't even like first wave feminism, because it just instantly started causing the imbalance in the household. Instantly pushed women into the workforce. They got 80% of the consumer debt. Everything got pushed. Like the GDP went up like crazy, but the families went down. Like nuclear family fell apart. Like the capitalists and the monetary system, they did it because they knew that having more slaves, which adding women to the working force was adding 50% more slaves, was going to make them make way more money. And as inflation goes down, that's a hidden tax, it's a hidden slavery on everyone. And now everybody's working more than ever. We got parents that are working 50 hours a week, both mom and dad, to barely be able to afford a house to take care of their one or two kids, and then their kids are neglected because the parents are always working. The kids are having to be raised by iPads and the internet. So yeah, I definitely don't like what's happened, because as soon as men weren't able to be providers anymore, the world really fell apart. The nuclear family fell apart, and that's what's the most important thing to make society drive into the better future.
So you think it was women's fault?
No, it's not women's fault. It's actually 1,000% men's fault.
It's men's fault,
because
100%.
men are the ones who change the laws. Men are the one who they wanted to profit. It's the 1%'s fault. The 1% was like, what can we do to make a shit ton more money? Let's do this. Trust me, they're still living traditional lives. The 1% are still living perfectly traditional lives. They're having an awesome time partying while we're all suffering like a motherfucker, and we're just trying to figure out how to get our next meal.
It's also the men of the 20s and 50s who capitulated for a lot of nonsense and gave up a lot of our rights and gave up a lot of the traditional values that our society needed so badly. And now it seems like our generation is trying to make up for that mistake.
Yep. So now the next thing I really want to talk about is another kind of feminist topic. Should men have reproductive rights? We're gonna start with the guys this time, man. Do you think that you should have reproductive rights? Like, should you be able to decide that, like you want to sign, like a girl says she wants to have the kid, you can sign that you're not going to be financially liable for it.
Your wallet, your choice.
Yeah,
It's my my whole thought on this topic right here is it's kind of like I don't care as much because it's her body. Like she can do whatever she want. I really don't care.
You're gonna have dick discipline to make sure you're not gonna put a baby in the wrong person.
Exactly. And
so it doesn't matter for you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you get what I'm saying, like as far as everybody else, hey, that's your fault, man. Take your L.
Yeah. or at least be a good father. If you fuck up, just fucking take responsibility, right?
Yeah. I feel that.
Yeah. So what about you, man? Do you think that guys should have reproductive rights?
I definitely say yes. That way, everyone's weighing their options more.
So it's 50-50.
Yeah. That way, it's like, okay, like I'm considering like the benefits of this. That way, if you know you got with the shit show dude, you're like, okay, is this really worth it? Because I know he's not going to do anything for me.
Damn, that is true. Yeah, she's gonna have to take a second thought because she accidentally has his kid. He can just, I don't want to pay for that shit.
Sometimes they get digmatized. I think that dude's going to actually help them out, but he's not going to be there for them.
Yeah, true. I never thought about it in that way, though. That's very true, man. What about you? What do you think? Do you think that men should have reproductive rights?
Yeah. I think anywhere where abortion is legal, there should be no requirement for the men to take care of the child.
Okay.
I think Dave Chappelle said it the best. If you can kill it, at least I can abandon it.
Yes. Yeah. That was one of his best quotes for sure. So what do you think? Do you think men should have reproductive rights, be able to sign off,
Yeah.
They should?
Like
to keep it 50-50?
Yeah. Same thing with
It makes them it holds the women accountable, you feel like?
Yeah, like you know the kind of dude that you mess around with. You know if he's a good dude, like good enough to provide for an accident.
Yeah.
Or if he's not.
Yeah.
And if you're choosing to have a baby and you have no money and he doesn't want to pay for it, then that's really on you.
Yeah.
So yeah, like he should be able, and like if you're gonna get an abortion, like as a woman, I feel like you should at least let the father know.
Yeah.
I mean it's your body, yes, sure.
But yeah.
But they still have a at least let them know.
Yeah.
Like that
yeah. A lot of times they just don't tell them for sure.
Yeah.
What do you think? Do you think guys should have reproductive rights?
I do think that they should because if you have, for example, like a one night stand and you happen to get the girl pregnant, you don't know this girl. Like, it's like if she decides she wants to have this baby, even though you don't want to have the baby, like why should you have to pay for that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think it should be equal 50-50 both ways.
Just really quick, I want to know what body count number is too high, you think, for both men and women? Do you think there's a number that's too high for men? And if so, what is it? And if what's the number that's too high for a woman, you think?
I mean, to be honest, it's totally up to the guy. For me, man, I just don't want to know. Like, and I don't want to be able to tell either. Yeah, just keep it away from me. Because if I find out, because like I could easily say 20 is a lot, but I know if a girl said 15 or 10, I would still be. It
would still be weird to you.
Like,
it's still disgust you no matter what.
I just rather not know. Like, just don't tell me.
And then what's too high for a guy? You think, or guys can have 1,000? It's no big deal.
I mean,
yeah.
I can have 1 million. Like,
you're sexist, man. So what do you think? Like, what's too high for a girl? You think? What's too high for a guy?
Honestly, I'd probably say for a woman, probably like 10 to 20. And then for men, just multiply that by 2.
Multiply that by 2?
Yeah, because
like you can still get damaged as a guy, you think?
Yeah, it still definitely affects you, but I think it takes a little bit longer. Like the study shows probably like
double or triple for it.
Yeah,
to really
it's probably
you.
double. Where it's like it definitely affects them, but it takes a little bit longer for it to affect them mentally.
Okay. What do you think, man? What's the number count that's too high for both sexes?
Yeah, I think definitely once you go into double digits for a woman, that's a problem. At the same time, though, I meet a lot of inexperienced women. I meet a lot of virgins, and they're not necessarily a gem to deal with.
Yeah.
It's usually more of a problem than a virtue.
So experiences are actually the experienced people are just better at the end of the day.
Well, it's not even experience. It's more like virginity comes with a lot of baggage, and oftentimes you'd rather be the second guy than the first guy.
That's very
'Cause
true.
she left all the bad sex and the nonsense with the first guy.
Yes, that's very fucking true.
As for men, I don't think there's a limit, but I think that you, at a certain point, keeping track of your numbers seems really petty.
Yeah.
And I think that men who get to that point where they don't care anymore are usually probably more focused, and they're not going to be taken aside by a woman as easily.
Yeah, the number ain't shit for a guy, man.
I was just about to say that like I feel like the more bodies a guy has, actually kind of it gets to a point where it's just like it is what it is.
It's nothing
point.
anymore.
Yeah, it's not you're chasing a number or trying to be cool. Like it's just what it is.
Yeah, Andrew Tate just talked about this actually recently. He was like, yeah, once you're on the hedonistic cycle and you've done experience and done a lot of stuff, it's just like it's nothing anymore. It's literally just it's a waste of your time almost, you know.
And that's the issue with, I think, in my opinion, that's the issue with bodies for women is it's the removal of novelty.
Yeah,
like it needs
it's gone.
Yeah,
there's no more novelty.
Yeah,
I mean, there is a little bit, but it's mostly gone.
Yeah, to put it in a really crass way, like having a dick shoved inside you should be a novel event.
Yeah,
right. It shouldn't be casual.
Chip Skylark, if you don't want to marry her, body count should not matter. If you don't want to marry her, body count should not matter. Yeah. If you're not going to marry her, it doesn't really matter. I agree with that. Yeah, because it's only the body count only really matters because the statistics show after like 5. Your chance of getting divorced is like up like 40%, and then like after 10, it's like 60 or 70%. That's what statistics show at least.
I think overall it's true, but for both sides, they're after a certain amount.
Oh yeah,
it comes with bad. It comes with bad habits for either sex, where it's like, okay, these people like
they have a habit of sleeping around.
Yeah, it's like you're impulsive. You're not really thinking about how it affects you or how it affects them. So
or how or having a future, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Just even thinking about a future. So what do you think? Do you think, or what was the question again?
At what number do you think body counts are high?
Yeah. What number do you think is too high for a woman and a man?
I don't really have a number for a woman or a man, but a man, like once, like if you just go around sleeping with any woman you see, it's gonna like that'll bother me.
Yeah.
Like I don't have like a number per se though. And women, same like why do you just open?
You think it's the same?
Yeah.
Okay. What about you?
I personally don't give a shit what you did before I met you, and
Yeah.
I don't think that it should matter what
for
I
the
did.
woman either. Yeah.
What before you met me, like
it just sucks because there is a lot of guys that care about it. So I feel like it sucks for women. It's the one thing that you kind of do have to worry about sometimes because it's like some guys will completely strike you off just because of that.
Having a high body count as a woman comes with bad character flaws, right? So if a woman were to have like, let's say 20s, 30s, I'm just throwing out random numbers here. She would come out with like combativeness and already looking through the back door whenever a first fight breaks out because she already has his mindset.
1 foot in, 1 foot out.
Exactly.
I don't understand why there has to be a double standard with that though.
Because men and women are just different. I wish we were physically exactly the same, but we just live in a world where shit's not equal. Like women have a lot of privileges that men don't have. And men have a lot of privileges that women don't have. But I mean, it was like that for 10,000, 100,000 years. Ever since humans have been evolving on the earth, we've always been like this, like duality is life. And like the quicker we accept reality and accept that duality, I think that life just gets so much easier whenever you start seeing it for the truth, Now we're going to get to like the fun part of the show that I like to say. I want y'all to make one critique about each other to help each other get into possibly their dream relationship maybe one day. And so like the guys are going to do a critique on the girls are going to do a critique on the guys. We'll let the guys go first. So if they say anything rude, y'all can get them back. You know what I'm saying? So we'll start with you this time, man. Give her one critique to help her get into the relationship of her dreams, possibly, get married one day.
Yeah, cool. I think that you don't close yourself off. I think that's a red flag if women are emotionally disconnected. I sort of expect you to be the master of the emotional realm. And if you're closed emotionally, it's like you're denying your essence. if that makes
Read me.
sense.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm working on that actually.
And so stay open for that. And then, yeah, just look. You're still young, so you're probably attracting guys that want or that would be open to a long-term relationship.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, yeah, and then go for her. One critique.
Well, you already got kids out of the way, so
True.
so I think that you're gonna have a lot of options for guys that don't want kids.
I mean, I don't want any more kids, so
Yeah. So I
that's
think,
just perfect, I guess.
well, I think that you're also there's a type of guy that's looking for a type of woman, and I think you're gonna get like really intense attraction from those guys.
Oh yeah. Because there's guys, they want a type, and
Yeah.
you're a type.
Yeah, I get the same
I'm a
thing.
type.
Like,
Yeah.
not all women love me, but the women who love me fucking love me. Like, there's no in between.
That's funny. All right, bro. Give each one of these ladies one critique to help them get in that relationship of their dreams if they want that, even though she's waiting a couple more years for the perfect relationship.
I'd say similar to him for you, it'd definitely be putting yourself out there more. But I add to that where it's like if you have no experience with relationships, then it's almost like you're starting with your feet tied at the race, where you're like, I don't know. You're still figuring out what you
Right,
want,
what
but
to
you
do.
have nothing to learn
forward.
from. So just putting yourself out there more, that way you have that experience to know this is what I like, or these are the. Well, you said with your brothers, you know some of the red flags,
All of
but
them.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
just being
but
more-
that's a big thing that I preach a lot. The biggest thing that scares me today is that nobody is getting relationship practice. Like, there's a lot of girls that get stuck in the situation like you are, where there's a guy that you really want, and they're not giving them like the relationship or whatever, and they keep sleeping with them, and you don't get to practice all those things that people in relationships practice. Like, people my age before the iPhone and stuff like that, it was a lot of us got the practice because it was just before the technology. But once the technology, like a lot of the 25 and under, it scares me because a lot of the 25 and under have no practice in relationships, or they have very little if they do.
I think
And
they do.
yeah, and it's going to be scary when you're 30 and you're like trying to figure all this stuff out that you should have learned when, like a lot shit. Most people were getting relationships when they were 15, 16 years old, and it's just like that year just keeps getting pushed back more and more and more. Go ahead, man. Give them one critique each to help them get into relationships.
I honestly think you two should just swap lives or something. You need to be a lot more conservative, like, because you are 30, you do have a kid, and I feel like your dating range usually girls like guys older than them. So I would think, like, if I was 40 or 35 and up, which I don't know if that's who you date, but if I was like 35 and up, I personally wouldn't want my girl like just out there every night, just, I don't know, doing all that. But it's your life, and then you just need to do what she's doing, get out more, and just live your life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think you should
What the fuck? Oh, KES. Thanks for the $200 from wherever KES is, bro. I thought that was US dollars for a second. I was about to shit myself. Go ahead. I'm sorry, bro. I just saw a number.
Yeah, you should just open up more, like these guys said, and I don't know, maybe y'all just need to go ahead and just link up and just do that life swap. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's all.
I go out.
Some Freaky Friday shit.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. Some Freaky Friday shit.
All right, now, ladies, y'all get to give them critiques to help these guys possibly get into the relationship of their dreams. We'll start with you this time, okay?
I mean, personally, I don't think I know them enough or have
From all those
talked
questions we
enough.
asked?
I mean, from all the questions in my mind, but I'm on a complete opposite like corner of how I think about things. Y'all all are really fucking sexist and like want like a traditional girl, but don't want to like do like the
traditional
things for it too. It's like you just want to be the one that cheats, or you want to be the one that has like 4 or 5 girls, but the girl's not allowed to do that. So like, I don't know. I
Guys,
can't,
do y'all
I
got a
can't say
rebuttal for
anything.
that?
I can't say anything.
I mean, I wasn't able to explain the whole dynamic of my relationships and how I do things. I did say I was the breadwinner, so I do feel like I earn what I do. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Okay, so do I. And why does that make me a bad person if I have like a high body count or whatever? Like,
because you
I'm
want
a breadwinner.
You want to be with the guy. The guy probably doesn't necessarily want to be with just you.
I don't want to be with just him.
And
either.
I mean, well, then you should just look for a different type of relationship style. Like,
I never explained what I wanted, so.
Well, this is your opportunity to go
No,
ahead and do
we're
that.
Good. We're good.
All right. Well, yeah, you should probably look towards polygamy.
I'm thinking about
Well,
it.
that's what she was talking about earlier. You're thinking about it. What or was that just for all of them? Like that was a response for all?
Honestly, like I said,
You didn't hear enough.
I didn't hear enough to like be able to really critique them. Honestly.
Y'all are just misogynist, sexist fuckers. That's all y'all need to know.
Well, I'll respond to that as well. I definitely don't think I'm sexist because women seek me out for these experiences. I don't advertise that I'm a dom. Women come to me and they want to wear a dog collar and be led around on a leash. Like, these aren't my ideas. I'm along for the ride.
Life is life.
What about you? Do you got a critique for them to help them get into relationships?
For y'all too, I think like don't go into dating trying to find a way out, like trying to go look for the next girl and just stay for fun. See what how far it can go. I know you guys don't really want marriage, but keeping that in your mind might take away from the best part of the relationship you could have with a certain girl. And then for you, I kind of forgot what I was going to say to you. I would say maybe try going for a regular boring relationship and see how you like that. Just start something different and see like what kind of experience that would get. Like maybe it'll give you a thrill just being
so boring.
Yeah,
so opposite,
it might do something better. You might feel like a different kind of spark for yourself.
I agree. I've had those in the past. They're nice.
Yeah.
They're like homey.
Boring is
Comforting.
good.
Yeah.
I'm a true believer that people out of relationships are extroverts. Like, or at least for me, when I'm out, I'm an extrovert like a motherfucker. I'm going out all the time. I'm always doing shit. I'm always seeking new avenues to network and meet new people or new girls and stuff like that. But as the second I'm in a relationship, I am the biggest homebody ever. I'm gonna save as much money as I can.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sit at home as much as I can. That's just too. I don't think people are actually introverts or extroverts. I think it's just about what part of their life are they in. Like what are they doing in their life at the moment? Yeah. So now I want to know what number would y'all rate each other, but not based off of looks. We're basing this number based off of a relationship. Like if you were dating him, what number? Like is he a 10? Is he a really good boyfriend? You would think, or is he a 1? He's the shittiest fucking boyfriend ever. Like on a relationship level, what number would you rate each of them?
Like from 1 to 10?
That's so hard.
Yeah.
I don't know them like that.
Well, like that's why we asked the question at the beginning, so you can kind of start to know them a little bit. You know they're sexist. So what would you give him a number for?
I think right in the middle, like 5.
A 5?
5, 6.
Yeah, that's good. I think he's
hurtful.
I would give him a 5 too.
Not like it's not based on relationship, right? Like the whole thing.
Yeah.
Because you're provider, so you don't care if the girl would work or not.
But
you
he
don't really
wants
give
to be
anything
able
else.
to exercise his options.
Yeah, you don't give anything. You don't give anything else. It's like I get money, so I'm gonna do whatever I want.
It's a push and pull on that one. You got a response?
I mean, a lot of girls will say that until they're in a relationship with a guy that
does everything for them.
Yeah, they can do whatever they want. Like literally, like a girl asked me to fly out to Cali. Let's go have some fun. Literally next day I booked the flight and we're out there. You know what I'm saying? Like women will make exceptions for experiences like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Especially today's day and age, whenever there's so much FOMO and they see so many other people having those experiences. Yeah.
Exactly.
So another number for both of them.
Dang, it's hard. I don't know. 3 or 5. Between 3 and 5 for you. Same kind of. I feel like you'd give me like a great experience, but it would just be like kind of just little sparks. It's not like a whole thing.
Okay.
I don't know if that makes sense or not.
Right, not like a whole package, but like fun for the moment.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a good
I
thing
would
too,
want
bro.
it to continue, but you would not give me the rest of it, if that makes sense. And then for you, 3. Only because I want somebody to put me in my. Well, you say you do dumb and stuff with certain people. For me, I want somebody to put me in my place sometimes. Yeah. And I feel like you kind of like go like whatever you want, I'll do that for you instead of like this is kind of what I want. This is what I'm gonna do. So
that's interesting.
yeah.
So what number though? Like what did you give? A 3? Okay,
Yeah,
here's a 3.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay.
Because it's exactly the opposite. I'm not interested with what you want.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I have no interest.
okay.
I wouldn't
Maybe it's just up to 7.
You gotta get on my program where we can't be together.
Okay,
maybe
7.
it's 7.
All right, so you're 7, man. So what would you give them? Start with Alex.
So I'm gonna them two. It's gonna be a no for me, dog.
Zeros,
Like, zeros.
zeros, dude. Y'all would never.
Not physically. Of course, you guys are really good looking, but just like our mentalities would not ever be in the same wavelength. I do like that you're honest. I feel like if you're telling me from the get go, like, hey, let's just fuck. Like, I could.
Yeah,
do
no
that,
games, just fun.
Yeah,
He
like,
moves up to at least a 2 or 3 for honesty.
Okay. I'm a people pleaser, so 5 seems so low to me. So I'm gonna say like a 7. Okay.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
That's nice.
But that's just because I don't know. I didn't get as sexist of vibes. I don't know. I'm weird.
What about him?
That was
Oh.
him.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I
I was
can't
confused
vibe.
about the number. Okay.
I can't vibe with the
Those
whole.
two.
Yeah.
All right. Now, y'all give them a number based off how good they would be in a relationship, a 1 to 10. And we'll start with you this time.
I'm not a people pleaser, so I'm sorry. It's gonna be a 0. The kids, I actually set my dating app preferences to a maximum of 24. So if you're over 24, it's impossible for us to meet.
Oh, that's cool.
And the kids are a deal breaker, and the chest tattoo is a deal breaker. Sorry.
I mean, that's fine. That's all. Like,
It's
kinda
all
like-
supposed to be personal. It's all supposed to
Yeah.
be how he would see it.
And yeah, that's just me. That's not other people,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah. That's fine.
And I would probably give you like a 6 or a 7,
Really?
depending on what kind of chemistry we have and how submissive you are. A lot of women think they're submissive, but we'll see how it actually goes. And then at the same time, I meet a lot of women who think that they're like independent badasses, and then they're in chains and they're like making me French toast. So it changes real fast sometimes.
Yeah, they'll fall into their role whenever a man is in his role.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
I see
yeah.
that all the time. It's something I always talk about. So what about you, man? What's the number that you would give them on a relationship level?
On a relationship level, I'd have to give you like a 1 or a 2. Seem like a cool person, but like other than that,
Just to hang out kind of
Yeah,
deal.
yeah,
Yeah, I get that.
and then for you, because of the relationship thing, I'd say like a 4.
Okay. What about you, man? Give them a number on relationships.
To be honest, I'll give both of you guys a 0. Just because y'all are like I need something like right in between, because y'all are like total opposite ends of the spectrum. Like, you don't go outside,
I
and
do go out.
and you don't have any like experience, but at the same time you seem like you have too much experience and you're always outside. So it's like it's literally the opposite ends, and I just couldn't do it.
Let me ask you a question. Would you say that you're coachable?
I learned good. I
Yeah.
learned well.
Give her a couple months.
I'm a good learner.
Yeah. Coachable is a good
I
trait to
pick
have.
up on things easily.
Yeah.
I mean, I do go. I'm just not like a 24/7. Like, I'm at the club throwing ass. Like, I'm not doing that all the time. But I enjoy going out. But like I said, I'm a social homebody. Like, being home, the game nights, the movie nights, like, I love that too.
Yeah.
Being at the club 24/7, it's just like it's cool.
Activity.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you do her?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was together, yeah.
Okay.
Zeros. Team.
Man. Well, that's just how it is. All right. So now I want to know, ladies, if you were a guy and you got finessed out of your money because of a girl, how would you feel about that? We'll start with you this time.
Taking it to court. Like, like finesse was like scammed, or like
Like
tried to give her, like, the
just
best thing ever,
taking
she
her
just
out,
took it.
like just finessed by spending a lot of money on dates,
a
maybe
gold
bought her
digger?
a purse or something, did a bunch of stupid shit, and then she doesn't even really like you. You're just doing all this stuff, and she was just taking advantage of you.
Oh,
Like,
she's-
how would you feel if you were that guy?
she's like gone now?
Yeah.
I wouldn't feel quite embarrassed. I would be like, I mean,
It's
hey,
nothing.
it's gonna happen.
It's nothing.
I learned my lesson.
Okay.
Take that and run with it.
What about
not.
you? Like, what do you think if you were a guy? How would you feel if a woman finessed you out of thousands of dollars in bullshit?
I mean, I think whether you're a man or a woman, if anybody finessed me off some money,
You'd
I
feel
would
bad?
be pissed.
Yeah.
You know.
All right, and then guys, if you were a girl I don't know if y'all could. Y'all are both very masculine. All y'all are masculine, so I feel like it's hard to put yourself in a situation as a woman. If you were a girl and you got finessed out of your box, like a guy was sitting there fucking doing lying, saying all types of stuff to you just to get in it, and then next thing you know, he's ignoring you, like he doesn't even talk to you after he pumps and dumps you and runs. How would you feel about that? If you were a woman, would that bother you? Would it hurt?
I mean, of course, it would hurt to think that the person that is like showing you these experiences, doesn't really like you like that. But at the same time, like, I feel like women are pretty good at reading character, or should be, and I think they just kind of put themselves in that fairy tale state where they're like, no, there's no way this guy
is gonna do that to me. He's perfect.
It's like you talk yourself into it.
Exactly.
Well, women fall in love with their ears, men fall in love with their eyes, right? So what about you, man? Like, if you were one of those women, you got finessed, hardcore as fuck. Like, would you be emotionally down about it? Would it bother you? Or?
Man, I'd be so down, and then I'm going on a finessing run.
Yeah, you about to hit every dude after that for their wallets, right?
How I felt that was 10 times that.
Man, and I really do think women are vengeful as hell today. So there's a reason behind it, because a guy of all history, if you were vengeful as a guy, you would have probably got killed if you were vengeful against another man. But women kind of get away with being vengeful a lot, and nothing bad happens. So how would you feel if you got finessed out your box, bro?
I'll say up until recently, men got killed for very little.
Yeah.
Our presidents were killing people in duels just like 100 years ago. So, getting finessed out of the box would feel bad. She would, I guess I would say that she would have to try to learn something from it and not let it happen.
You would take
again.
accountability.
Yeah.
And be like, I ain't letting another dude do that shit to me again.
I learned X, Y, and Z. It's the same thing with any kind of scam, right?
Yeah.
I've been scammed. I was scammed while I was in China. Like I fucking walked right into it, and it was because of a girl.
Yeah.
She fucking led me by my dick right into a scam.
Lust will destroy you sometimes. Yeah. No, good response, guys. All right, now for the very last question. This is the fun part. We're gonna do smash or pass.
Hey, my favorite.
All right, so this time we'll start with the guys. We're gonna start with my special guest right here, man. Smash or pass?
Smash.
Hey.
Smash or pass?
Pass.
Pass. All right, dude. Smash or pass?
Pass.
Smash or pass?
Smash.
Okay. I was not ready for that. All right, bro. Smash or pass?
Why look at me like that?
I don't know, like, cause I'm
Don't
a guy.
don't be a girl, bro.
I gotta
Come on.
see something. I gotta
I
see.
just came from the gym. Don't look like that.
Pass.
Okay, smash or pass?
Give me a few shots. I'll smash.
Okay.
Hey.
That's funny. Okay.
Fucked up.
Now we'll start with you. Smash or pass?
I'm gonna smash all of them.
Oh! Let's go.
That's savage.
Let's go.
All right.
Dang, that was really my line. I don't want to say pass all of them.
Yeah,
Smash or pass?
Just took my line. I want to say pass all of them. I can't
Well,
run up that.
I think it was a smash for all. Like,
Yeah.
damn, this is
I wanna
big orgy
see-
going on after this show.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thank y'all all for coming. This was a really good night, man. Thank you. Hey, Stu, what's up, Stu? But yeah, thank y'all all so much for coming out tonight. I'm gonna have another show on Friday, so come and pull up and watch that. I really appreciate you ladies for coming on tonight. This was a really fun show. I feel like we got through all the questions, which sometimes we don't do. So I'm really happy we got through everything. It was fun. Thank you guys so much for showing up and showing out. Y'all killed it. Thank you so much for coming. Go ahead and plug your channel again really quick, bro.
Brian Griffiths, BrianGriffiths, and Seeking Squalor. Buy it. And
Yes.
Find out what an exciting life looks like.
Check it out, guys.
And real quick, man, I got a YouTube channel too. Check
Yeah.
out Rite of Passage.
Rite of
Daily
Passage.
live streams. Sub and follow.
It's a good name.
Yeah, Rite of Passage, guys. Go follow both of them, and I'm gonna put
We're
them
gonna plug it in.
Yeah, I'm gonna plug into the description later on tonight when I get back home. So I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good night, and I will see you on Friday.
Everybody follows DMs.
Take care.
Bye.